Mystic. By Ashenifi. Montage, Mystic advertisement, black and white. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. A. 5-star restaurant. A good-looking man and a gorgeous girl sit with glasses of red wines conversing. The girl then holds her head due to headache. B. Beach. A man model chases a female model down the shore. He then stops and holds his knee due to pain. C. Tennis. A young boy and a young girl play tennis double with their parents. They hit the ball back and forth. Then the ball passes the father. He holds his back and sits with his knee on the ground. D. Lake house. A girl lies on the net, reading a book. A young man sits on the grass next to a lake, throwing a stone on the water. F. Back to 5-star restaurant. The girl takes a tablet of Mystic, the equivalent of aspirin, with a glass of water. G. Back to the beach. The girl gives the man Mystic, a pill. He takes it with a glass of water. H. Back to tennis. The father takes Mystic with a glass of water. I. 5-star restaurant. The girl smiles softly. She continues to have conversation with the man. J. Beach. The boy carries the girl on his back and runs down to the ocean. H. Tennis. The father serves and aces the ball. They look at him with amazement. An answer, number 1 doctor recommend for fast pain relief. K. Lake house, lying on the grass. The boy and the girl kiss. An answer, Mystic, simply the best. We see a Mystic container under the net. Int. University of New York, laboratory, day. A gorgeous girl named Alicia Levitt, 27, graduate student at NYU, who is wearing an eyeglass, conducts an experiment with her lab partner Malcolm, 30, tasting Mystic on mice. Malcolm, have you ever watched Inside the Actor's Studio when James Lipton asks the guests if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? Alicia, what would you like to hear him say? Malcolm, I might ask him when the last time this angel went out a date was. Alicia, I don't really believe in dating. I'm tired of getting my heart broken into pieces. It's an excuse for people to have casual sex. I am done with dating. Int. New York Stock Exchange, day. Trading floor. We see stockbrokers buying stocks and selling stocks by billions. Bells are ringing right and left. Int. New York stock closing bell, day. An actress Jessica West, 25, rings NYSE closing bell. Standing on the balcony, the owner of the Mystic, Richard Crawford, 61, and his son Edward Crawford, 35, clap, making billions of dollars. Int. University of New York, laboratory, day. Alicia watches cancerous cells on her microscope. Malcolm types the word dating in the search engine on his laptop. Malcolm, dating is the act of going out on dates whereby one person socializes with a potential lover using a process that involves scheduled, usually exclusive, meetings of two people with mutual interest in one another. Alicia, do you know pressuring someone into dating considers in some states sexual harassment? Malcolm, not if you're promiscuous, dreamboat. She can't help but smile softly and looks through the microscope. She then calls Malcolm, and shows him the cells. Malcolm looks at it. Alicia then takes the mouse's X-ray. Int. University of New York, laboratory, day. Alicia looks at the result on her laptop. A digital image shows a tumor in the mouse's brain. Int. University of New York, Professor Emerson's office, day. Professor George Emerson, 50, sits behind his desk, eating an apple. Alicia walks in with the finding. Alicia, the result shows during cell division, the TR in Mystic strips the thymine on the DNA, causing mutations that leads to various cancers. A phone rings in the middle of her talk. Professor Emerson gives her his left index finger, one moment, and picks up the phone. Judy, off-screen. Hi, honey. Professor Emerson, what's it? Judy, off-screen. Can you pick up the kids? I have dental appointment in 15 minutes. Professor Emerson, what time they get off? Judy, off-screen now, in about 10 minutes. I thought I could pick them up myself but I got stuck in traffic. Will you take them home for me? Professor Emerson, sure. Judy, off-screen. I'll see you home. Professor Emerson, bye. He hangs up the phone and gets up. Alicia, continues where she left of it also stops the function of RNA that carries information from DNA. Professor Emerson grabs his coat from the hanger as Alicia continues to talk. Alicia, to the protein synthesis complexes. Professor Emerson, interrupting her, give me the report. I'll look at it in the way home. Alicia hands him the report. Professor Emerson takes the report, approaches her, and places his arm over her shoulders. Professor Emerson, walking her to the door. I'll publish them together, with the rest of your papers. Go home and take a hot bath. This is going to change your life and certify you as a real scientist. They walk towards the camera. EXT University of New York, parking, day. Close up, Alicia. She comes to her 2000 Acura TI, opens the door, and gets in the car. Int. Acura, day. Alicia places her key in the ignition and tries to start the car. The car doesn't start. Alicia, fuck, not again. Alicia pubs the hood and gets out of her car. She knows the problem. EXT Acura, day. Alicia comes to the front of the car, opens the hood, fastens the battery tight, and closes the hood. Int. Acura, day. Alicia gets behind the wheel and starts the engine. The car starts fine. She presses play on car's CD player. If It Isn't Love by New Edition plays on the stereo melodiously. Alicia begins to sing with them as she drives away. Int. Acura, moving, day. Alicia looks at her research paper while driving. She then puts the paper on the passenger seat and focuses on the road. Ext Acura, moving, day. An established shot of Alicia's car driving in the street of New York City. Then we takes it with overhead shot, looking down the city of New York. Int. Richard's mansion, party, night. A big party is in progress. Through arriving guests, we pick up Peter James, 36, an athletic man. We see people mingling while sipping various types of alcoholic beverages. Peter walks through the crowd. Pan to Richard. Richard converse with Dr. Simon Knight, 46, FDA. Dr. Simon Knight, FDA thinks the product that's in the market is toxic. They are conducting a further test. It doesn't look good this time. Richard, mockingly, what does it take to quiet them down beside money? Dr. Simon Knight, it's not about money. It's about the safety of patients. The CDER is planning to test the drug again. We feel responsible for the quality of products that we approve. Mystic is proved to be one of the leading drugs that fall to meet FDA safety regulation. Richard, let's drop the chit-chat. We use money for a reason. How much are we talking about here? Pan to Edward. Edward is talking to models. Model 1, everybody thinks modeling is easy, and says, you guys just walk up and down like ostrich and get paid millions, but it's harder than it looks. Model 2, one of the most embarrassing moments in my life was the day I tripped over my shoe on the catwalk. I twisted my knee and broke my ankle. Edward, that must fucking hurt. Model 2, humorously, you have no idea. I cried for days. If it wasn't for Mystic, I thought about committing suicide. They all smile. Edward, you see what I mean. As cynical as it sounds, we do actually save lives. Edward looks at Peter. Edward, excuse me for a second. Edward excuses the girls and walks to Peter. Edward, Pitt. Peter approaches him. Peter, what's up? Edward, what's up? They shake hands and exchange hugs with style. Edward, come on. Let me introduce you to a pair of tantalizing angels. Edward takes Peter to the girls. Edward, ladies, I want you to meet Lieutenant James. Peter, just call me Peter. Peter gives Model 1 his hand to shake. She takes his hand, greeting. Model 1, Monica. Model 2 gives him her hand. Model 2, Jenna. Peter takes her hand. They shake hands, greeting. Edward, they just fell out of the sky. Referring to Jenna. She twisted her ankle. I think you should give her a foot massage and watch her walk all over you. She smiles softly. Jenna, thanks. But no thanks. I can manage life without foot massage. Edward, are you sure? Jenna, I'm positive. Edward, what about you? Monica, humorously, I am a Catholic by heart. No sex before marriage. They all smile. Edward, don't skin me alive for trying. But excuse us. I must talk to him alone. It's a matter of life and death. Edward kisses them on the cheeks. Peter gives them a nod. They walk toward the bar. Peter, what's it? Edward, it's my old man. Peter, what's wrong with him? Edward, he's getting on my nerve like a virus. I've not been myself lately. They come to the bar. Edward, to the bartender, give me a whiskey. The bartender looks at Peter. Peter, I'll have martini. On the floor, an attractive woman named Amber Crawford, 32, converse with a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. She turns her eyes and looks at Peter and Edward. Peter looks at her and gives her a wink. Amber gives him a soft, beautiful smile, excuses Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and walks toward Edward and Peter. Edward looks at her. Edward, hi, honey. Amber comes up to Edward and kisses him on the lips softly. Amber, to Peter, hi. Peter, hi. Peter and Amber kiss on the cheeks. Amber, how are you? Peter, I am fine. What about you? Amber, I am doing wonderful, better than Aphrodite. They all share small smile. The bartender places their drinks next to them. Edward grabs his drink. Edward, to Amber, whiskey. Amber takes the drink from Edward's hand, has a sip, and gives him back. Amber, to Peter, what are you doing here? Edward, I invited him to strip search you. Amber, is that right? Peter, humorously, he meant threesome. Edward, to Amber, only if you don't mind. Amber, maybe I will consider it in the next lifetime. They all smile moderately. Amber takes the martini from Peter's hand and takes a sip. Amber, but don't let me catch you with your pant down. You might get into trouble. Peter smiles softly. Amber gives Peter his martini back. Peter, Trouble is my middle name. But if you catch me with my pant down, you can consider yourself the luckiest woman in the world. Amber, are you sure? Peter, don't make mistake about it. I am bad to the bone. Amber smiles alluringly and looks at him with seduction. Amber, you don't know what you are getting yourself into. Int. Alicia and Sarah's apartment 302, living room, night. A small party is in progress. On the soundtrack, Love Yourself by Justin Bieber plays from a CD. On the dance floor, a provocative girl named Sarah, 23, dances with a young man named Roberto. Sarah is Alicia's best friend as well as roommate. At the entrance, Alicia walks in. Sarah sees Alicia. She excuses Roberto and comes up to Alicia. Sarah, what's up? Alicia, nothing much. Sarah, I want to ask you a favor. Alicia, what's it? They stand facing each other. Sarah, I want you to go out with Mike. Alicia, who's Mike? Sarah, my cousin. The Navy SEAL, the one you had crash on. Alicia smiles courteously. Alicia, I thought he was married with that skinny actress. Sarah, they were engaged. But she broke up the engagement, and married her acting coach while he was serving in Afghanistan. Alicia, that's sad. Sarah, I ran into him today at Target. He was telling me how heartbroken he was. I promised him I could get him a date this Friday, sort of a blind date. Alicia, what sort of a blind date? Sarah, actually, a double date, you, me, him, and Ethan. Alicia, I don't know. I'm very busy. Sarah, come on, Alicia. It's not like I'm asking you to marry him. It's only a date. Sarah turns her eyes and look at her boyfriend Ethan Jordan, 30, who just enters the room. Her attention is with him. Sarah, to Alicia, what do you say? Alicia, I'll see what I can do. Sarah, thanks. Sarah cuddles and kisses Alicia on the cheek. Sarah, I'll see you around. Let me talk to Ethan. Bye. Alicia, bye. Alicia walks to her room. Sarah comes up to Ethan. Sarah, what's up? Ethan, hi. Ethan and Sarah kiss French explicitly. Alicia looks at them, turns her eyes, and enters her room. Int. Alicia's room, night. Alicia walks in, closes the door, comes up to her desk, and sits behind her computer. Alicia takes out a CD, places it in the hard drive, and hits the keyboard. On her computer screen, we see the division of cancer cells and others graphic animation of Alicia's research. Alicia begins to work on it. Int. Richard's mansion, party, night. We are back to Richard's mansion. The guests continue to mingle. Peter and Amber are dancing slow. Close up, Amber and Peter. They are in the middle of conversation. Peter, so, did you miss me? Amber, you have no idea. Humorously, why don't we go to upstairs and do it like Discovery Channel? He smiles softly. There is a pause. They continue to dance slow. He then. Peter, do we really have to talk about sex every time we see each other? Amber, sex is an essential part of life. Peter, what about orgasm? Amber, orgasm is something that I just can't live without. Peter, when was the last time your husband gave you real orgasm? Amber, this morning. He gave me oral pleasure. He smiles softly. Peter, does that mean you enjoy poetry? Amber, it feels wonderful. But I prefer sexual intercourse. It is the only thing that will do justice to me any given hour. They gaze at each other's eyes with seduction. Edward, who is standing at the bar with scotch, looks at them without a care. Peter and Amber turn their eyes and look at Edward. Edward salutes them with his drink. They both give him polite smiles. Peter then gazes at Amber's eyes with seduction. Peter, when are you going to stop torturing my heart with temptation and start showing me love? Amber, whenever you're ready. They exchange soft smile and continue to dance slow as if they were one of the greatest lovers in the world. Int. Richard's mansion, office, night. Richard sits at his desk, talking to Dr. Simon Knight. Dr. Simon Knight, CDER reviews new drug applications to ensure that the drugs are safe and effective. And reviews are generally staffed by teams that are intended to come to consensus on decisions. Richard, I see what you mean. Richard gets up, walks up to his safe cabinet on the wall and begins to open it, applying codes. Dr. Simon Knight, I hate to say this but our primary objective is to ensure that all prescription pills and over-the-counter medicines are safe and effective when used as directed. Richard takes out the money, places them in the briefcase, brings the money, and puts it in front of Dr. Simon Knight. Richard, $5 million. It's early Christmas present. Dr. Simon Knight grabs a pile of money, smells it, and puts it back. Dr. Simon Knight, I have never gotten used to it. American dream to its finest. Dr. Simon Knight closes the briefcase, gets up, and grabs the briefcase. They shake hands. Dr. Simon Knight changes his demeanor. Don't take it personal. It is business. Richard, I get it. Dr. Simon Knight turns around and walks towards the camera. Int. Alicia's room, night. Alicia watches Sleepless in Seattle starring Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks in her laptop while eating cookies. She then sees the disc finishes downloading. Alicia takes out the CD from the driver, gets up, and grabs a poetry book by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. She opens the book in the middle of the pages and reads The Presence of Love. Alicia, softly to herself, the presence of love. And in life's noisiest hour, there whispers still the ceaseless love of thee. The heart self-solace and soliloquy. You mold my hopes, you fashion me within. And to the leading love throb in the heart. Through all my being, through my pulses beat. You lie in all my many thoughts, like light. Like the fair light of dawn, or summer eve. On rippling stream, or cloud reflecting lake. And looking to the heaven, that bends above you. How oft I bless the lot that made me love you. She places the CD on the book, puts the book back on the shelf, comes to her bed, lies on her back, and closes her eyes. EXT Richard's mansion, night. Dr. Simon Knight gets in the limo. The limo drives away. EXT open parking lot, night. Dr. Simon Knight walks to his silver Mitsubishi with the briefcase, opens the door, and gets behind the wheel. Int. Car, night. Simon inserts his key in the ignition and starts the automobile. EXT car, night. The Mitsubishi explodes. Int. Alicia room, night. Alicia, who is wearing a pink nightgown, awake from her sleep, gets up from her bed, and walks to the door. Alicia opens the door and exits. Living room. Alicia comes up to the living room and looks at party animals sleeping everywhere. We see beer bottles, plastic cups, and other trashes on the carpet. Alicia scans over at Sarah and Ethan who are lying on the couch. They are making out with kisses. Sarah and Ethan part their lips and look at Alicia. Alicia, hi. Sarah, hi. Alicia, don't mind me. I'm just going to the kitchen to grab a bottle of water. Sarah, there is Smirnoff ice in the refrigerator. Help yourself. I saved it for you. Alicia, thanks. Alicia walks to the kitchen in ease. Sarah and Ethan continue to kiss. Kitchen, night. Alicia comes to the refrigerator and opens the refrigerator. There are a couple of bottles of waters, beers, a bottle of wine, Smirnoff ice, and other things. She grabs Smirnoff ice and closes the refrigerator. Alicia sees the photo of Sarah with a handsome man, Mike, on the side of the refrigerator. She takes the picture and looks at it. It seems she is in love with him. Alicia opens the refrigerator, puts the Smirnoff ice back, grabs the wine, and closes the refrigerator. She then opens the wine, takes a sip from the bottle, and looks at the picture again. EXT Six Flags, Day. Mike Lloyd, 32, walks through the crowd. He is carrying his beautiful daughter Julie, 4, over his neck. On the soundtrack, ABC by the Jackson 5 plays melodiously. Six Flags, Game, Day. Mike and Julie are playing, throwing a baseball to break a plate. Julie misses few times. Mike smiles in wonder. He grabs a ball, throws it, breaks a plate, and wins a teddy bear. Six Flags, later. Julie, who is holding the teddy bear, and Mike have lunch, chicken sandwiches and can of Cokes. Mike shows her a coin trick. Julie, how did you do that? Mike, I can't tell you. It's magic. Julie, please, Daddy. She gives him that look, show me how you did it. Mike, okay. But a magician isn't supposed to reveal his secret. Julie, why is that? Mike, magic is a secret. And secrets are hidden messages from magic worlds. Mike shows her. It was an easy trick. He just drops the coin on the same palm. Julie tries it, and almost gets it. Six Flags, roller coaster, day. Mike and Julie ride in the roller coaster, enjoying their outings. Int. Mystic Headquarter, meeting room, day. Richard, the majority owner, and 8 minority owners Roger Jones, 48, Carl Blake, 57, Jim Stayer, 51, A. Elsarin, 46, Peyton Raleigh, 47, Justin Romer, 56, Todd Rodriguez, 52, Michelle Hathaway, 49, sit at a round table. Edward, who is standing next to the chart, talks about the agenda. Edward, as you know, Mystic is the fastest growing pharmaceutical company in the world. And keeping pure monopoly in mind, the question isn't how we are going to make money, but how we're going to change the future. Up to 300 million Americans alone take acetaminophen every year. And Mystic is the first ever pharmaceutical company to make non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs that relieve headache, muscle pain, toothache, menstrual pain, and fever of colds, and pain of arthritis more efficiently than our next competitors Pfizer, Advil, Bayer, and Johnson & Johnson's Tylenol. Peyton holds his hand up, and speaks without permission. Peyton, there is a rumor that a new study shows that Mystic causes cancer. And if this finding gets out to the public, it might as well be the end of Mystic as we know it. Roger, it's not a rumor. A graduate student at the University of New York recently discovers TR, the main chemical ingredient that's used to make Mystic, provoke a genetic mutation. The board begins to make noise, talking to each other. Richard knocks the table to get their attention. Richard, gentlemen. They get quiet. Richard, there is no need to panic. Just relax. When you face hazard anytime, it is not how misfortune you are, but at how you deal with it better than anybody distinguishes from others. There is nothing that my son here can't fix. Give him a day or two. He will take care of it. Father looks at his son. It seems they are on the same page, but there is something between them that's suspicious. They don't trust each other. Int. Lecture hall, day. Alicia, standing next to a visual projector, addresses her finding to a group of scholars, who are taking notes, including Professor George Emerson and Jeff Schmidt, director of FDA. Alicia, a DNA sequence or genetic sequence is a succession of letters representing the primary structure of DNA molecule, with the capacity to carry information. A couple of folks, who were at the board meeting, take notes, including Roger Jones and Peyton Raleigh. Alicia, the possible letters are A, C, G, and T, representing the 4 nucleotide subunits of a DNA strand, adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine bases covalently linked to phosphobackbone. And during mitosis, in which a cell duplicates the chromosomes in its cell nucleus, in order to generate 2 identical daughter nuclei, a T are the main ingredient that used in mystic interfere with copying process by directly interacting with thymine and causing mutations that lead to monogenic diseases and cancer. Int. Conference room, reception, evening. The guests mingle while enjoying wine and refreshments. Close up, Alicia. She is talking to Dr. Stephen Zemeckis and Malcolm. Dr. Zemeckis, the information contained in our genes is so critical that simple changes can lead to a severe inherited disease, which make us more inclined to develop various illnesses that put our lives at risk. Alicia looks over at Professor George Emerson, who is conversing with Mr. Schmidt. She excuses Dr. Zemeckis and Malcolm, walks toward the professor. Professor George Emerson and Jeff Schmidt. Jeff Schmidt, you know this discovery can impel a 50 billion pharmaceutical company like Mystic out of business. Professor Emerson, the people have the right to know the truth. It's one of the greatest finding in that young girl's scientific life. Professor George Emerson looks at Alicia. Professor Emerson, excuse me. He excuses Jeff and approaches her. Professor Emerson, what's up? Alicia, nothing match. Walking together. I must go. I have a date. Professor Emerson, wait. I have to talk to you about the agenda that you are going to present at the Académie Royale des Sciences in Paris. They stand, facing each other. You might be up for the Nobel Prize, but I want you to gather all the facts, put the result in a disc, and give it to me on Monday. On the soundtrack, Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe plays melodiously. Professor Emerson and Alicia continue to talk without a sound. EXT Alicia's Acura, night. Alicia drives in the street of New York. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the city of New York. Int. Alicia's room, night. Alicia, wearing red Victoria's Secret underwear and white muscle shirt, sings with Belle Biv DeVoe's Poison while shaking her butt. She takes out a beautiful orange gown from the closet, looks at it, puts it on the bed. Alicia sits in front of the mirror, grabs a red lipstick, and applies it on her lips. Then Sarah, wearing yellow gown that reveal her skin, breezes into Alicia's room like a princess in erotic fairy tale. Sarah, are you ready? Alicia, give me 5 minutes. Sarah, what do you think this dress? She shows her dress. Alicia, you look gorgeous. But wait a second. You are not wearing underwear. It shows your vagina. Sarah, I will put on something. But it feels erotic without underwear. Alicia, it's your life. Do what feels erotic, Saint Madonna. Sarah, sure. I'll be in the living room. We don't want to take forever. We have to leave now. They are waiting for us. Alicia, okay. Sarah leaves the room. Alicia takes out her eyeglass, gets up, and shakes her butt, dancing with Poison. She then grabs a lotion, applies it on her arms, and looks at the orange gown. Something tells her to be daring. She puts down the lotion, returns to the closet and grabs a riveting red gown, and walks towards the camera. Int. Alicia and Sarah's apartment, living room, night. Sarah is watching LA Confidential starring Russell Crowe and Kim Basinger. Alicia comes up to the living room, wearing the red gown. She looks the most enticing girl we've ever seen in our lives. Sarah is surprised. Sarah, wow. We are not going to Mars. We're only having a quiet dinner at New York City restaurant. Alicia, humorously, is it too much? Alicia, you make Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman the girl next door. You look prostitute. Alicia, humorously, I knew you were going to say something like that. I will go change. Sarah, I am just kidding. You look amazing, except this extra part down here. Sarah takes the extra clothing down by her dress and tears it off like Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies. Alicia, this is a mini skirt. Alicia is right. It looks like a mini skirt. Sarah, you look hot. She puts the extra clothing that she torn off on the coffee table. Alicia, humorously, are we going to a double date? Or we are going to a sex club to have orgy? Sarah, playing alone, I didn't know they have a sex club in New York City. Alicia, Studio 54 used to be a sex club. They turned it into a Broadway theater. Sarah, maybe someday, we will call a sex club, call it Studio 69, and have orgy. Till then we would go to a quiet romantic restaurant, keep our sexual drive in check, and have dinner with our boyfriends. Alicia, I might as well eat with my mouth closed since I don't have a boyfriend. Sarah, we are going to change that tonight. Alicia, maybe. Sarah, where is your eyeglass? Alicia, I'm wearing contact. They begin to walk toward the exit. Sarah, you look suggestive without that sunglasses. Alicia, thanks. Are you driving? Sarah, no, I gave my car to Ethan. We are taking your car. They walk into the camera, blacking the screen. EXT New York City, night. An established shot of New York City with the Statue of Liberty. EXT/int. Alicia's Acura, moving, night. Alicia is behind the wheel driving. Sarah sits in the passenger seat, talking to Ethan on the cell phone. Sarah, what do you mean the police are pulling you over? Ethan, off screen, I don't know. It could be seatbelt. They're following me behind, flashing blue and red light. They want me to stop the car. Where is the registration? Sarah, it's on the compact glove box. There is a pause. Sarah, did you find it? Pause. Ethan, off screen yes. I found it. Wait. They're coming. I'll give you a call. Bye. Sarah waits for a bit and hangs up the phone. Alicia, is he okay? Sarah, the cops pulled him over. Alicia, I'm sorry. Sarah, don't worry. He said, it's only a seatbelt. Just make a right turn here, and park your car at the parking garage. Alicia makes a right turn. Parking garage. They drive through the parking garage. Int. New York City restaurant, night. It's a romantic 5 stars restaurant. Mike sits at the table with a glass of wine, waiting for Sarah and Alicia. On the stage, Mark, 36, plays piano. Lisa, 28, Adele's Someone Like You. Close up, Mike. He takes a sip. Then Alicia and Sarah walk into the restaurant. Sarah sees Mike. Sarah, that's him. Sarah and Alicia walk toward him. Mike sees them and gets up from his seat to greet them. Sarah comes up to Mike. Sarah, what's up? Mike, hi. Sarah and Mike hug and kiss on the cheeks. Sarah, you look great. Mike, thanks. Sarah, this is my best friend. Alicia. Mike, hi. Alicia, hi. Mike and Alicia shake hands and kiss on the cheeks. Sarah takes a seat. Mike pulls a chair for Alicia. Alicia sits. Mike takes his seat. Mike, where's Ethan? Sarah, the cop stopped him. He should be here any minute. A waitress named Tina, 25, comes to their table. Tina, how can I serve you? They look at the menu. Mike, should we wait Ethan? Sarah, no. I'm hungry. I'm getting New York strip steak. If he comes after the food gets here, he will share it with me. Besides, I know what he is going to order. He loves steak. Mike, okay. Mike looks at the menu. Mike, I'll have grilled chicken club, number 14. The waiter writes it down. Tina, what about you? Alicia, I'll have teriyaki chicken salad. Tina writes it down. Tina, what kind of dressing? Alicia, French. Tina, anything to drink with that? Alicia, a glass of red wine, Pinot Noir. Tina looks at Sarah. Sarah, Heineken. Tina takes the menu. Tina, I'll be with you in a minute. Tina walks away. Sarah looks at Mike. Sarah, I heard you just got back from Rome. Mike, who told you that? Sarah, Amanda. Your little sister. I ran into her at Zara shopping for clothes right after I talked into you the same day. It's a freak accident. How was Rome? Mike, it's okay. Sarah, what did you do? Mike, not much. I spent quality time at Trevi Fountain, visited National Museum of Rome, played football with local kids, and drank wine. That's about it? Sarah, it sounds like you had a lot of fun. Mike, it was okay. Are you still working at New York Advertising Agency? Sarah, I'm quitting at the end of this month to focus on producing an independent film. You know, a documentary about fashion industry where I start modeling at the age of 14. Mike, that's good. Sarah, you could say that. By the way, she thinks you're quite a catch. Alicia, Sarah. Mike smiles charismatically. Sarah, she saw the photo that you and I took in Vegas 2 years ago and said your eyes are salacious like the devil. Alicia, Sarah, stop it. Alicia slaps Sarah on the shoulder playfully. Alicia, to Mike, don't believe her. I don't know anything about the devil. I mean, I don't even believe he exists. Sarah, humorously, she once told me, she touched herself, fantasizing about you, and had a mean orgasm. Mike smiles softly. Alicia hits her friend harder this time. Alicia, I don't usually touch myself. I mean, I don't think about sex. Sarah, she often uses a vibrator. Alicia hits her playfully. Alicia, you keep embarrassing me. Sarah, I am not trying to embarrass you. I am just trying to help you. Alicia, I don't need your help. Sarah, to Mike, doesn't she look like she needs love? Mike, as far as I know, she looks vision. Alicia smiles in beauty. Sarah's cell phone rings. She picks it up. Sarah, hello. Ethan, off screen, it's me, Ethan. Sarah, what's up? Ethan, the police are towing your car. They said I was driving with a suspended license. Sarah, what do you mean suspended license? Ethan, they suspended my license few weeks ago, driving under the influence of alcohol. I was supposed to attend some AA class and appear in court. I thought it was a joke, but the judge issued an arrest warrant. They're taking me to jail. I want you to bail me out. Sarah, where are you? Ethan, off screen, I'm somewhere 5th Avenue and 57th Street in Manhattan, right next to Tiffany where I bought you that perfume. You'll see me. I have to hang up the phone. Sarah, okay. She waits for 2 seconds. No sound. She hangs up. Sarah, it's Ethan driving with the suspended license. I have to go. To Alicia. They're taking him to jail. Give me your key. Let me bail him out. Mike, do you want us to come with you? Sarah, no. Stay. Finish your date, to Alicia, he'll give you ride home. Alicia looks at Mike. Mike, without hesitation, no problem. Alicia gives Sarah the key. Alicia, do you know how to drive stick shift? Sarah, fuck. No, I don't. Instead, why don't you give me your car, Mike? I'll bring it back in the morning. She'll take you home. Mike, sure. Sarah gives the key back to Alicia. Mike takes out a valid ticket, and gives it to her. Mike, it's in the valet. She takes the claim ticket. Sarah, thanks. Sarah walks around the table and kisses him on the cheek. Sarah, make sure she has a time of her life. Mike, no doubt. Sarah and Alicia kiss on the cheeks. Sarah, I'll see you tomorrow. Alicia, bye. Sarah, to Mike, bye. Mike, take care. Sarah walks away, leaving Mike and Alicia on top of the screen. There is a silent moment. Alicia gives Mike a soft smile. She then. Alicia, she told you my entire sexual life. Mike, humorously, she just want you to get straight to the point. But forgive her. We will take it nice and romantic. Cadet, that is not a bad idea. But thanks. Mike, what for? Alicia, for that vision compliment. Mike, it's nothing. That's the least I could think of you. Alicia gives him a soft seductive smile. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They gaze at each other's eyes silently. Int. Blue Star Restaurant, night. It's a fancy restaurant. Richard, Amber, and Edward sit at the table, having all kinds of expensive foods with glasses of wines. Richard, did you talk to Peter about that? Edward, nods yes. Richard, what did he say? Edward, he would take care of them before midnight. Edward takes a piece of steak and tries to feed Amber, but she pushes his hand away. Amber, I'm okay. Thanks. Edward eats it himself. There is a pause. Then. Richard, I heard you are thinking about adopting a baby. Edward, it's her idea. Richard, to Amber, why now? Amber, I feel like it. Richard, you feel like it? Amber, I watched Hollywood movie stars adopting all these foreign kids. It's kind of inspired me to do the same. Richard, mockingly, but is it the same thing as raising your own offspring? Unlike your own kids, you don't know what they're up to, when they grow up. They might turn up to be serial killers. You know, nature versus nurture. Nature always wins. Richard eyes Edward with cynicism. Edward looks at his father, and rolls his eyes. Amber is about to take mystic pill, with a glass of water. Edward, dear, you might want to think twice. They said, it'll give you cancer. Amber, I'll be fine. Cancer is the last thing I worry about. She takes it anyway. Int. New York City restaurant, night. Back to Alicia and Mike. Their food has already been served. Alicia and Mike are in the middle of conversation. On the stage, Lisa sings Rihanna's Diamonds. Alicia, Sarah told me you are a Navy SEAL. Mike, ex-Navy SEAL. I got discharged due to bad conduct. Alicia, how come? Mike, I had an affair with the general's girlfriend secretly. I then decided to end it. But she told him everything. They discharged me dishonorably. Alicia, you are bad. He smiles charismatically. Mike, it is a joke. I broke my collarbone, jumping from a helicopter without a parachute. They sent me home to get medical attention. Later, I failed to report and got discharged without pay. You know, I became a SEAL just to train, like how some people climb Mount Everest. Instead, I enlisted in the Navy, to test my limit. I didn't really take it seriously. Alicia, what do you do now? Mike, I sell boats. Alicia, what kind of boats? Mike, small motorboats, yachts, and big ships. Alicia, that's nice. Mike, what about you? What do you do? Alicia, I'm a scientist. Mike, I don't believe you. Alicia, cellular biology. I study cells, their physiological properties, structure, life cycle, division, and death. Mike, that's impressive. Alicia, humorously, I am actually trying to clone the first human being. I am going to call it Vision. They share soft smiles and gaze at each other's eyes tenderly. On the soundtrack, Love Me With Your Fantasy by Nina Simone plays melodiously. EXT Bridge, night. Mike and Alicia take a walk on the bridge. Alicia, I have a lot to lose than to worry about something I have less control. You know, it is better to focus what it matters, and enjoy life while we can. Mike smiles softly. Mike, what's your favorite movie? Alicia, Sleepless in Seattle. Mike, who is in it? Alicia, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. I must have watched it over 30 times. I can't get enough of Meg Ryan. Mike, I think I've seen it. About a girl who meets a man online. Alicia, no, that is not it. That's You Got Mail. Mike, is it the movie, where she jumps into a volcano with Tom Hanks? Alicia, that is Joe versus the volcano. Humorously, I have the tape home. We can watch it now if you want to. Mike smiles to himself. Mike, sure. There is a silent moment. They continue to walk quietly. She then. Alicia, I heard you were once engaged to an actress. Mike, it didn't work out. Alicia, what happened? Mike, we didn't get along. She accused me being a jerk. Alicia, what is jerk? Mike, humorously sensitive like her. She likes every pretty boy she meets. I have weakness for every beautiful girl I see. Alicia, that implies you are not reliable. Mike, nothing like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved her more than life itself. She is one of the most beautiful girls in the world, kind, sweet, and passionate. But there is a thing. She must be the only girl in the world who looks at you in the eyes and pictures herself. Alicia, what do you mean by pictures herself? Mike, it's like, I look at you. I see all kinds of visual aspect, how light hits your eyes softly and reflects into eternity, and how the glow of your beautiful face melts any soul that believe in blisses. And your scrumptious lips are medicine to everything that lives, breathes, and kisses. But picturing oneself is when you look at a person's eyes and visualize or create a mental picture how pretty you look in that person's mind. You know, how she is perceived in the brain by others as if she were looking at herself in the mirror. She smiles in beauty. Alicia, is that bad? Mike, no, it's not bad. But it makes you wonder what would you have done differently to get her attention when the least expected. Alicia smiles moderately. Alicia, it's amazing you brought mirror. You know, how do we know everything around us isn't illusion? It's a projection of our subconscious mind. It's like the person in the mirror. It feels real. But it's nothing but reflection. What as if everything around you is some kind of hologram? They all could be the product of your unconscious mind. Mike, I don't care about others whether they are illusion or holograms. But I do know nothing gets as real as you. It's like looking at my heart beating in front of me. By far, you are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen in my life. She smiles in beauty. Suddenly, she got silent. There is a pause. They continue to walk leisurely. She then. Alicia, have you ever watched Inside the Actor's Studio? Mike, once or twice. Maybe 3 times. Alicia, there are famous questions toward the end of the show where the host James Lipton asks each guest. Mike, that's right. Alicia, I'll ask you some of my favorite questions, just give me straight answer. Mike, okay. Alicia, what's your favorite word? Mike, French kiss. Alicia, what turns you on? Mike, a beautiful girl like you. Alicia, that doesn't count. You have to be more specific. Mike, a beautiful girl like you in crop top and mini skirt. She smiles in beauty. Alicia, what sound do you love? Mike, blues. They stop walking and stand lips to lips. Alicia, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? Mike, just go back to her. It is not your time yet. I know she is dead drop gorgeous. Let her restore your heartbeat with sweet French kisses. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. EXT parking garage roof, elevator night. The elevator doors open, revealing Mike and Alicia kissing. They part their lips, get out the elevator, and walk toward Alicia's Acura. Mike, let me drive. I'm not good at giving direction. Alicia, whatever. They kiss. Alicia hands him the key. Mike takes her key and opens the door. EXT/int. Alicia's car, night. Mike gets in the car and opens the door for Alicia. She gets in. He inserts the key in the ignition and tries to start the car. But the car doesn't start. Alicia, it's acting up. You have to pop the hood and fasten the battery. Let me do it. She gets closer, leans on his lap with seduction, and pulls the knob. The hood pops. Mike and Alicia look at each other eyes softly and kiss. Alicia parts her lips. Alicia, I'll fix it. She opens the door, and gets out of the car. Mike follows her. Alicia, the battery is loose. She opens the hood. Mike, does it work? Alicia, once it starts moving, it would drive fine. As Alicia is about to fasten the battery, she sees a bomb next to the engine. Alicia, pointing, what's that? Mike, don't touch anything. It's a bomb. Mike holds her hand and takes a step back. Out of nowhere a black 2012 CTS Cadillac drives at the direction of Mike and Alicia. It's Peter. He turns the lights on, takes out a machine gun, accelerates, and begins to fire at them. Mike quickly grabs Alicia and runs between cars. Peter continues to fire as he passes by Alicia's Acura shooting. Bullets hit Alicia's car. The Acura explode at the spot. Mike covers Alicia and hits the floor with her. Peter stops the car and gets out of his vehicle. Mike holds Alicia's arm and gets up. They run between the parked cars, hiding. Peter comes by Alicia's Acura and checks them. Mike and Alicia hide. Alicia sees Mike's hip. He's bleeding. When she is about to say something, Mike sees Peter and tells her not to make a sound. Peter continues to hunt them down like a serial killer. After hide and seek between good versus evil, Mike and Alicia see a man about 50 and a young girl about 30 walking at the direction of a 2017 black BMW. The man comes up to the car and opens the door for the girl. She gets in the passenger seat. The man walks around the car and opens the driver door. When he is about to enter the BMW, Mike comes behind the man. Mike, get out of the car. Out of nowhere the man produces a gun. Mike quickly takes the gun from his hand and points it at him. The man, don't shoot. Just take what you want. Mike, get the fuck out of the car. Mike pulls the man out of the car. Alicia comes to the other side. Mike gets in the car. EXT/int. BMW, night. Mike looks at the girl. Mike, get out. Alicia opens the door, pulls the girl out of the car, and gets in. Mike starts the car. Peter comes to the car and fires at them. Bullets pierce the window. Mike covers Alicia from danger. Mike, get down. Alicia gets down. Mike then reveres the car and drives the car at the direction of Peter. The car hits a Honda as Peter jumps away dexterously. Mike turns the wheel and drives through the garage. Peter fires at them. Mike and Alicia escape as Peter continues to fire at the car. Then, Peter stops firing, and looks at the man and the girl who are standing in confusion. Peter, how you guys doing? Before they answer, Peter shoots the man between his eyes, turns his gun, and fires at the girl in the forehead. Peter takes out a cell phone and makes a call. EXT BMW, moving, night. Mike and Alicia drive down the street. EXT/int. BMW, moving, night. Mike checks his hip. He is bleeding. Alicia sees the wound. Alicia, are you okay? Mike, I'm fine. Then out of nowhere come three motorcycles behind Mike and Alicia's BMW. Mike looks at them in the mirror. Motorcycle 1 gets closer, takes out a machine gun, and fire at them. Bow. 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 BMW, moving, night. Mike steps on the gas, and increases the speed. Motorcycle 2 passes motorbike 1 and comes by Alicia's side and fires at the window. Alicia screams like a teenager. Mike hides her and drives faster, passing one car after another. Motorcycle 1 catches up with the BMW and fires at Mike and Alicia. Bow. 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 BMW, moving, night. Mike and Alicia drive faster. Motorcycle 3 passes 1 and 2, comes up to the BMW, and fires at Mike and Alicia. Bow. 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 Mike grabs the gun that he took from the man at the parking garage, and shoots Motorcycle 3's front tire. Bow. 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 Motorcycle 3 loses control, flips over, and explodes. Motorcycle 1 gets closer and shoots at Mike and Alicia. Bow. 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 BMW, moving, night. Mike covers Alicia and fires at the Motorcycle 1 as he continues to drive. Motorcycles 1 avoids from being shot with no trouble. Mike turns the wheel and gets the opposite lane. Motorcycle 1 and 2 turn as well and continue to follow them. Mike and Alicia drive dexterously, dodging one car after another, so does Motorcycle 1. He keeps up with Mike and Alicia. However, Motorcycle 2 is not that lucky. A 2014 Volvo hits him out of scenario as Mike and Alicia make an amazing turns, avoiding a big crash. Mike and Alicia then turn the wheel and get on the right street. Motorcycle 1 continues to follow them, shooting. Mike slows down just a little bit and shoots the bad guy as Motorcycle 1 levels even with their car. The Motorcycle 1 flips over, hits a light post, and explodes. BMW, moving, night. Mike and Alicia continue to drive down the street. It's empty street. There is nothing. Then, a Motorcycle 4 comes out of nowhere flying in the air and cuts Mike and Alicia at the next block. The bad guy is carrying a machine gun, makes an amazing turn, and fires at them. Bow. 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 Mike covers Alicia, steps on the gas, drives faster. Meanwhile, Motorcycle 5 come from the next block, and begin to follow them. BMW, moving, night. Mike looks at them in the rear view and continues to drive faster. The speedometer shows 145 miles per hour going 160 miles per hour. The Motorcycle 4 and 5 continue to follow them. BMW, moving, night. Mike and Alicia continue to drive faster almost 200 miles per hour. Alicia is speechless. Mike looks at his rear view. Surprisingly, he has left the bad guys behind. Yet something crosses his mind. Mike, I have an idea. He makes a crazy U-turn, and drives at the direction of the motorcycles. A medium shot of BMW with Mike and Alicia driving at the opposite direction. Simultaneously, Motorcycle 4 and 5 comes after Mike and Alicia, firing at their car. BMW, moving, night. Mike fires at Motorcycle. Bow. 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 Hitting the driver in the face. The motorcycle turns off the road, hits a pavement, flips in the air, and crashes. Meanwhile, Mike fires at Motorcycle 5. Bow. 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 Hitting the bad guy in the chest. SUV 5 turns his motorcycle, hits a fire extinguisher hydropower, flips in the air, and explodes. BMW, moving, night. Alicia is shocked. Alicia, that was crazy. You could have gotten us killed. Mike, it was a calculated risk. Mike stops at a red light. Alicia looks at his wound again. Alicia, you are bleeding badly. Mike, I'll be fine. Mike touches his wound. More blood comes out. Alicia, you should do something about it. Mike, under his breath, okay. They kiss. The light turns to green. Mike starts the car and make a right turn. They drive down the street. Int. Rite Aid, night. Mike and Alicia come up to the medicine aisle. Mike grabs a couple of medicines. We see Mystic on the counter. Mike and Alicia walk up to the cashier. Mike checks for his wallet. He can't find it. Mike, I dropped my wallet. Alicia, it's okay. I got it. Alicia takes out her credit card from her purse and gives the clerk her card. The clerk takes the card and swipes it. The clerk returns her credit card. She takes her credit card and places it back in her purse. Mike, I'll pay you back. Alicia, don't sweat it. They exit the store. Int. Peter's car, moving, night. Peter sees a red signal on his car's computer. He zooms the map with a touch, and reads the address where the Alicia credit card is used. EXT Peter's car, moving, night. Peter makes a U-turn and drives down the street. EXT New York, sightseeing, night. Alicia is applying the first aid on Mike's hip. On the background, we see the city of New York in the night. Mike, why are they trying to kill you? Alicia, I don't know. A couple of weeks ago, I discovered that Mystic causes genetic mutation that leads to various types of cancers. Maybe the people, who are responsible putting the product in the market, don't want me to expose the truth. There is a pause. She finishes applying first aid. Alicia, what do we do now? Mike, it's better to go to the police and tell them everything. She gets closer to his lips. Alicia, softly, I'm scared. She throws her arms around his neck and kisses him. He wraps his arms around her and kiss her as well. Close up, Mike and Alicia. They kiss French. Int. Rite Aid, night. We see the body of the cashier on the floor, he is shot in the head. Int. Rite Aid, camera room, night. Peter recovers the surveillance tape. Main store. Peter gets out of the camera room, moves down by the registration, and exits the store. Int. NYPD, lobby, night. Mike and Alicia step in and come up to the front desk where a young man, Officer Ted Levin, 25, sits at. Mike, my name is Mike. I am a Navy SEAL. I would like to speak to the captain. Officer Ted, what's regarding to? Mike, someone is trying to kill her. We would like to speak to the chief of police. Officer Ted, I'm sorry. He won't be here till 7 a.m. Alicia, can you call him? Officer Ted, I'm afraid I can't do that, madam. He doesn't like to be bothered after 10 p.m. Mike, it's urgent. Who is the highest ranked officer we can speak to? Officer Ted, Lieutenant James. He just stepped out few hours ago. He'll be back. Checks his time, give him 1 or 2 hours so. You can wait for him at the waiting room. If you are tired, go to the main waiting room next door. There is a sofa. It's much comfortable. Alicia, thanks. They turn and walk toward the main waiting room. Alicia, I'm tired. Mike looks at the coffee machine. Mike, you want some coffee? Alicia, it's okay. They open the door. Int. NYPD, main waiting room, night. There is a sofa like Officer Ted said. Mike and Alicia come up to the sofa and sit. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. There is a silent moment. They look at each other's eyes and smile softly. Alicia, you were incredible. Mike, thanks. Alicia, no thanks. You saved my life. She gives him a soft kiss and rests her head on his lap. There is a pause. She then. Alicia, I must say it was a quite romantic night despite a couple of unfortunate events. Mike smiles softly. Mike, I couldn't agree more. There is a pause. She then. Alicia, I think I'm in love with you. Mike smiles softly. Alicia closes her eyes. He kisses his first 2 fingers and places them on her lips. She smiles in beauty, opens her eyes, gets up from his lap, and puts her arms around him. They kiss French. Int. NYPD, waiting room, later. Alicia sleeps on Mike's lap. Mike caresses her hair gently, gazing at her eyes. She then opens her eyes. Mike, hi. Alicia, hi. She gets up from his lap. Alicia, what time is it? Mike looks at his watch. Mike, 6:05. Alicia, p.m. Mike, a.m. She stretches her hands. Alicia, I felt like I slept forever. How is your hip? Mike, humorously, it still hurts. They kiss. Alicia, have you ever experienced? You take a nap, and when you wake up, you have no idea where you are? Mike, I don't have to take a nap. I don't know where I am most of the time. You know, I am always lost in my heart. And you are so beautiful, which would make it even impossible to find me in bright morning light. She smiles in beauty. Alicia, you are romantic. Mike, I can't help it. They exchange soft kisses. Alicia, anyway, I thought I was in Emerald City like Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. And the dreams that you dare to dream really come true. Mike smiles softly. Mike and Alicia kiss French. Alicia, what are we going to do? Mike, let me go check if they are here. Mike and Alicia get up. Alicia walks up to the vending machine. Alicia, you got change, $1 too? Mike takes out 2 $5 bills, and gives her the money. Alicia takes the money. She comes up to the vending machine. Alicia, do you want anything? Mike, I'm okay. I'll just get coffee. Mike walks toward the main lobby. Alicia places the money in the vending machine and gets a snack. Int. NYPD, lobby, morning. Mike walks up to the coffee machine, takes out $1, looks over his shoulder, and sees Peter getting into the elevator. It seems Peter might have seen Mike, but we don't know that for sure. The elevator doors close before anything spectacular happens. Mike forgets about the coffee and walks up to Officer Ted. Mike, who is that man, who just steps into the elevator? Ted, that's Lieutenant James. He's the head of SWAT. He is the man you should talk to. He can help you. Mike, thanks. Mike walks toward the waiting room. At the door, he runs into Alicia as she steps into the lobby with sliced lemon cake. Mike takes her hand. Mike, come on. Alicia, what's it? Mike, we have to get out of here right away. The man, who was trying to kill us at the parking garage, is a police officer. They walk toward the exit. EXT NYPD, sidewalk, morning. Mike and Alicia exit the building. Medium shot of Mike and Alicia walking down the sidewalk. Alicia, what do you mean he is a police officer? Mike, he's the head of SWAT. Alicia, how is that possible? He could be anybody. Mike, I saw him. It's him. They continue to walk faster. Alicia, what are we going to do? Mike, we'll wait. Alicia, doing what? Mike, I don't know. They walk towards the direction of the camera. Int. NYPD, Peter's office, morning. Peter sits behind his computer and plays the tape. On the screen, the images of Mike and Alicia come on his advanced computer. Peter then freezes the screen, focuses the image on Mike's face, and prints the picture. He gets up, takes the picture, and exits the office. NYPD, main room, morning. A typical police station. Peter approaches Officer Barbara Douglas, 32. Peter, I want you to ID this man as soon as possible. Peter gives her the picture and returns to his office. NYPD, Peter's office, morning. Peter comes to his desk, grabs his cell phone, and calls Edward. Int. Edward's house, bedroom/int. NYPD, Peter's office, morning. Edward and Amber are sleeping. Edward's cell phone rings. Edward opens his eyes and picks up the phone. Note, we see both sides of the conversation. Peter, the girl is still alive. Edward, how come? Peter, she gets away with some guy, who thinks he's Rambo. Edward, who's he? Peter, I'm about to find out. One of my assistants is running his picture. Amber gets up. Amber, who's that? Edward, it's Peter. Amber, tell him I said, what's up? Edward, on the phone Amber said, what's up? Peter, nothing much. Edward, to Amber he said, nothing much. Amber, tell him I missed him. Edward, on the phone she missed you. Peter, I'll talk to her later. Let me call you after I straighten these things out. Edward, before you hang up, did you take care of the professor? Int. Coffee shop, day. It's a seductive 5-star coffee shop. Mike and Alicia sit at a table with 2 cups of coffees, conversing. Alicia, I was only 5 when my mother dies with breast cancer. I don't know who my father is. She had me from wedlock, one night stand. She said she was drunk, didn't remember what he looked like, and thought perhaps it was the best idea to raise me by herself. You know, she didn't want to go to all those child custody battle. Takes a sip from her coffee. Nonetheless, my mother parent took me upstate New York and raised me with great fondness. Later, they paid for my education and looked after me till they died 3 years ago in a car accident. Mike, I am sorry to hear that. She looks at his eyes with seduction. Alicia, there is no explanation for fate. But it is life where tragedy plays only a minor role compares to what love brings to our state of being, choices that we make, and happiness. Mike, how is that? Alicia, love led me to you. Mike smiles softly. On the TV. An anchor woman named Janet reports a breaking news, the explosion of Professor George Emerson's office and Alicia's laboratory at NYU and the death of Professor George Emerson. Janet, we just received breaking news from University of New York, a bomb exploded at the Science and Gene Research Center at UNY injuring dozens and killing 6 people including a Nobel Prize winner Dr. George Emerson. Alicia watches the news. Alicia, that's my professor. On the TV. They continue to show the fire. The building is covered with smoke. Firefighters are trying to put out the fire. Alicia gets up. Alicia, I can't believe they killed him. Mike gets up. Mike, it's going to be okay. Relax. Alicia, I just talked to him the other day. Mike takes Alicia's arm. Mike, it's cool. Come on. Let's get out of here. Mike pulls out $50 from his pocket and throws it on the table. Mike and Alicia walk toward the exit. Alicia, I just can't believe it. Mike, it's going to be fine. EXT New York City, sidewalk, day. Mike and Alicia exit and walk toward their BMW. Mike and Alicia see 2 police's cars nearby. An officer is in the middle of handing a ticket to a woman, who is sitting inside 2010 Honda, which happens to be next to Mike and Alicia's BMW parked at the parking meter. The second officer look at the BMW with bullet holes, takes out his radio and confirm to whom the car belongs. Close up, Mike and Alicia. Mike, don't look at them. Keep walking. Mike and Alicia pass the BMW and continue to walk down the sidewalk. On the soundtrack, Three Little Birds by Bob Marley plays melodiously. Then, a bus comes up to at a terminal and pulls next to Mike and Alicia. Mike and Alicia get into the bus. Mike pays the fare. Int. Bus, moving, day. It's early morning. There are not a lot of passengers. The bus is almost empty. Mike and Alicia walk down the bus and seat at the last row. Alicia, where are we going? Mike, my place. EXT bus, moving, day. An established shot of the bus driving in the city of New York. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the remarkable view of New York City. Montage, New York City. The Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Empire State Building, Times Square, the New World Trading Center, Rockefeller Center, and others. Int. NYPD, main office, day. Barbara runs Mike's image on the facial recognizing software in her computer. The computer matches his face. Barbara prints the result and takes the copy to Peter's office. Int. NYPD, Peter's office, day. Peter is looking at Alicia's profile on his computer. Barbara walks in. Peter looks at her. Barbara comes up to Peter and hands him Mike's file. Peter thanks her. Barbara walks away. Peter looks at the file and types the information on his computer. EXT Mike's boat, day. An established shot of Mike's luxurious boat. Int. Mike's boat, bathroom, day. Close up, Alicia. She takes a shower. Int. Mike's boat, living room / kitchen, day. Mike, who is standing without shirt at the bar, fixes his wound in ease. Int. Mike's boat, bathroom, day. Alicia finishes taking shower. She steps out of the shower tent nude. Alicia places the towel around her breasts, grabs her Victoria's Secret underwear, and puts it on. Int. Mike's boat, living room / kitchen, day. Mike pours orange juice in a glass, mixes it with whiskey, and places the juice back in the refrigerator. Mike grabs his drink and takes a sip. Alicia comes up to the living room, wearing Victoria's Secret underwear and Mike's shirt. Alicia, what are you drinking? Mike, orange juice mixed with whiskey. She walks up to him gazing at his eyes with seduction. Alicia, can I have a sip? Mike, under his breath, be my guest. She takes the drink from his hand and has a sip. Alicia, it's kind of strong. Mike, I might have put a lot of whiskey by accident. Alicia takes another sip and gives him the drink back. Mike takes the drink, puts it aside and pulls her hand. She wraps her arms around him. They kiss French. Close up, Mike and Alicia. They kiss more intimately. Mike caresses Alicia's neck. He unbuttons her shirt. Her breasts jump out like natural-born killers. They look beautiful. She opens his pant. On the soundtrack, Close to You by Maxi Priest plays melodiously. Mike and Alicia kiss. Close up, Mike and Alicia. They kiss more seductively. Mike then carries Alicia and takes her to the bed. Int. Mike's boat, bedroom, day. Mike and Alicia make love with Close to You. It's sensual, seductive, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various erotic positions. Int. Mike's boat, living room, later. Mike and Alicia sit in a bathtub that is placed in the middle of the living room. Mike is behind. Alicia is resting on his chest with closed eyes. He is reciting a red rose, a poem by Robert Burns from memory. Mike, oh my love's like a red rose. That's newly sprung in June. Oh my love's like the melody. That's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass. So deep in love am I. And I will love thee still, my dear. Till a the seas gang dry. Till a the seas gang dry, my dear. And the rocks melt wi the sun. I will love thee still, my dear. While the sands o' life shall run. And fare thee will, my only love. And fare thee will, a while. And I will come again, my love. Though it were 10,000 mile. She smiles in beauty with closed eyes. He kisses her on the shoulder. There is a pause. She then. Alicia, do you believe in karma? Mike, what is that? Alicia opens her eyes, turns around and looks at his eyes. Alicia, the rebirth of a soul in a single lifetime. He smiles in wonder. They kiss. Close up, Alicia and Mike. They kiss more intimately. Alicia then parts her lips. Alicia, did you hear that? Mike, what is it? EXT Mike's boat, day. We see two hardcore mercenaries with machine guns as they walk slowly toward the entrance. Int. Mike's boat, day. Two mercenaries break the door, enter, and fire at the bathtub. Pow. 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 But nobody is there. Then out of nowhere come Mike in his underwear, holding automatic gun. He shoots both multiple times. Bow. 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 Lightning fast. The two bad guys go down and die. Alicia comes out of the hid. She is only Victoria's Secret underwear. She puts on Mike's shirt. Meanwhile, two more mercenaries come from the roof shooting like hell. Pow. 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 This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. Mike holds Alicia. Mike, get down. Mike dives on the floor with Alicia. Mike then turns around and shoots them. Bow. 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 Fast and sexy. Three bad guys come up to the living room, shooting at Mike and Alicia. Mike covers Alicia, gets up, and shoots three of them. Bow. 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 He is super fast. EXT Harbor, Mike's boat, day. We see Peter standing with 6 of his best mercenaries at the waterfront. Peter gives them an order to fire at the boat. They fire hell of bullet. Pow. 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 Int. Mike's boat, day. Mike lies on the floor with Alicia and covers her from potential lethal ammunitions as bullets rain down from every direction, hitting the furniture like bad day gone wild. The shooting then stops. Mike and Alicia get up. EXT Harbor, Mike's boat, day. Peter gives a sign to Lima, who is standing with a launcher. Lima hands him the launcher. Peter takes the launcher and fires at the boat. EXT/int. Mike's boat, day. Mike holds Alicia's hand. They run down the exit, and jump into the water just as the boat explodes. Underwater take. Mike and Alicia swim under the ocean. There is fire above them. EXT Harbor, Mike's boat, day. Peter looks at the burning boat and hands the launcher back to Lima with satisfaction. Peter, bring the forensic details as soon as the fire is out and leave it on my desk before sundown. Peter walks up to his car, opens the door, gets behind the wheel, and drives away. EXT Harbor, water, day. Alicia and Mike swim down by the harbor. Mike gets out first. He gives Alicia his hand. She takes his hand. Mike pulls her out of the water. Alicia cuddles him. He holds her dearly. They kiss. Mike, are you okay? Alicia, I'm freezing. Mike, come on. Mike takes Alicia's hand. They walk towards the direction of the camera. On the soundtrack, Wild World by Maxi Priest plays melodiously. Int. Clothing store, day. A clerk named Vaughn sits behind the counter, looking at a fashion magazine. Then at the entrance, Alicia and Mike walk in. They are wet. Vaughn looks at them with curiosity. Alicia and Mike come up to the t-shirt section. Alicia picks up a shirt with the image of Madonna. Mike gets a shirt with the image of Bob Marley smoking ganja. EXT open parking lot, Jeep, night. Mike and Alicia, wearing their new outfits, walk down the open parking lot. Mike and Alicia come up to a 2013 yellow Jeep. Mike gets behind the wheel. Alicia gets in the passenger seat. Mike hotwires the engine and starts the car. Mike and Alicia drive away. EXT street, Jeep, day. Mike and Alicia continue to drive down the street. EXT/int. Jeep, moving, day. Close up, Mike and Alicia. Alicia, I have to get the disc. Mike, where's it? Alicia, it's in my apartment. EXT Jeep, moving, day. Medium shot of the Jeep with Mike and Alicia driving at the direction of the camera. EXT Alicia's apartment building, day. Jeep. Mike and Alicia come driving and park the car next to Mike's Jaguar. Int. Alicia's apartment, living room, day. Mike and Alicia enter and find the body of Sarah and Ethan on the floor with 2 bullet holes in their heads, killed execution style. Alicia, oh, no. God. Alicia closes her eyes and hugs Mike Sadden. Mike holds her closer. He then. Mike, I'll call 911. Get the disc quick before they come. Mike kisses her on the temple. Alicia turns around and walks to her room. Mike sits with one knee and looks at Sarah. He then picks up his car's key from the floor. Int. Alicia's room, day. Alicia finds her room burglarized. Her drawers are open. Her clothes are scattered all over the floor. Her computer and eyeglass are broken. Alicia walks up to the bed, grabs Samuel Collage's poetry book, opens the book, takes the disc, and places the disc on a small CD box. Alicia then takes her cloth off, comes up to the closet, grabs a Daisy Duke jeans and a red shirt, and puts them on. Mike walks in. Alicia looks at him. Mike, you got it? Alicia, here, I want you to hold it. Alicia gives him the disc. Mike takes the disc, puts in his pocket, walks up to the window, and sees 2 Mercedes SUV parked next to his Jaguar. Mike, they are here. We must leave now. Mike takes Alicia's hand and walks to the living room. Living room. Mike and Alicia move down the living room and come up to the door. Mike opens the door slowly. Int. Alicia's apartment, hallway/corridor, day. Mike and Alicia exit and walk down the hallway. Mike, let's take the stair. It's safe. Mike and Alicia walk toward the staircase. As they are about to take to the stair, they hear the elevator moving. Mike stops. Mike, give me 1 second. Mike walks to the elevator. The elevator's doors open, revealing 2 bad guys who are carrying machine guns. Mike shoots them to Kingdom Comes. Bow. 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 The bad guys fall and die in the elevator. Mike, come on. Mike takes Alicia's hand. They take the stairs down and walk towards the direction of the camera. EXT Street, Mike's Jaguar, moving, day. An established shot of Mike's Jaguar driving in New York City. Mike is behind the wheel. Alicia sits in the passenger seat. Int. Mike's Jaguar, moving, day. Close up, Mike and Alicia. Mike, who's Malcolm? Alicia, he is my lab partner. They broke my laptop. We'll just make a copy quick and leave. Mike, is he trustworthy? Alicia, other than my professor, he's the only person who knows about the experiment. He can explain the nature of the cytology and chemical bonds to right people in case anything happens to us. EXT Jaguar, moving, day. Mike and Alicia continue to drive in the city of New York. Int. Queen Heart Restaurant, day. It's an expensive 5-star restaurant. Edward and Amber sit at a table with salad, salmon, and glasses of wines. We see a healthy number of rich people enjoying their meals. Close up, Edward and Amber. Edward, it's my father. Amber, what about him? Edward, he thinks I'm soft. Amber, why is that? Edward, I spoiled you. Amber, what's wrong with that? Edward, he said women are inferior to men. In some countries, husbands beat their wife if they misbehave. They whip them like salves with belts whenever they feel like it. Amber, so, you want to spank me, master? Edward, no, it's not me. It's my father. I can't disagree with him, can I? Amber, since he hates your gut, what don't you just kill him? Edward, I am contemplating about it. But first, I have to talk to Peter. He's good at killing people with explosive. At the entrance, Peter walks in. Edward sees him, and gives him a sign. Peter walks up to Edward and Amber. Peter, hi. Amber, what's up? Peter kisses her on the cheek, and sits in front of Edward. Edward, who's the hotshot, causing trouble? Peter, Mike Lloyd. He's a Navy SEAL. Edward, what about the girl, where's she now? Peter, she's with him. They were spotted driving a Jaguar just few minutes ago. I will take care of them. Edward, seriously, I want you to find them and kill every person they contact. Don't fuck up this. Peter looks at Amber. She looks at him and gives him a seductive smile. Int. Malcolm's apartment, living room, day. Malcolm, who is sitting behind a computer, makes a copy. Alicia and Mike watch him standing nearby. Malcolm, in 1982, Chicago Tylenol murders, the perpetrator emptied the extra-strength Tylenol medicine and filled them with potassium cyanide poison. 7 people died till Johnson & Johnson halted the production of Tylenol, and an estimated 31 million bottles got eliminated with a retail value of over $100 million. It's equivalent $1 billion nowadays. Yet, nobody says anything about millions who die each year through prescription and over-the-counter medication, including actor Heath Ledger. He died from an accidental prescription drug overdose. The computer finishes downloading. Malcolm takes out the CD, and hands to Alicia. She takes the original copy from the driver. Alicia, to Malcolm, I want you to keep the copy in case anything happens to us. Out of nowhere comes a mercenary, breaking through the window, and fires at them. Mike quickly pulls Alicia's arm, and hits the floor with her. Mike takes out his gun, turns around, and shoots the bad guy. Pow. 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 Then the door explodes. 2 more mercenaries walk in and fire hell of a bullet at them. Pow. 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 Mike spins and shoots both in the chests and faces. Pow. 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 2 more mercenaries come, shooting. Pow. 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 Mike covers Alicia and shoots one of them on the legs. As he goes down, he shoots him in the head. Mike gets up and shoots the other in the chest. Pow. 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 Mike, come on. Mike gives Alicia his hand. Alicia takes his hand, and gets up. Mike and Alicia look at Malcolm, who is shot in the neck. He's dead. Alicia's eyes are filled with tears. They look at his computer. It's burning. The copy that they just made is gone. Mike, let's get out of here. Mike holds Alicia's hand. They move down the living room and stand by the door. Int. Malcolm's apartment, corridor, day. Mike takes a pick and sees 2 mercenaries with machine guns. They fire at him. He holds Alicia and takes a cover. As soon as they stop firing, he gets out the hide and shoots them multiple times. Bow. 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 The bad guys go down dead. Mike and Alicia walk down the hallway. Another bad guy comes by the staircase and fires at Mike and Alicia. Mike covers Alicia and shoots him in the head. The bad guy goes down dead. Mike then sees 2 more bad guys climbing the staircase. Mike, this way. Mike and Alicia turn around and walk down the hallway serenely. Meanwhile, Mike fires at a couple of doors and opens them, so the bad guys wouldn't know which room they enter. Mike and Alicia come to room 224. Mike shoots the door, opens it, and takes Alicia's hand. Int. Apartment 224, living room, day. Mike and Alicia step in and walk toward the bedroom. Bedroom. 2 young lesbian lovers lie on the bed naked, watching Thelma and Louise while smoking weed. Alicia and Mike enter. Mike, hi. Two lesbian lovers, hi, hi. Mike excuses the girls and takes Alicia's arm. They exit through the window. EXT fire escape, day. Mike and Alicia take a ladder and escape. Int. Apartment 224, bedroom, day. Close up, the two young female lovers. Lover 1 puffs the weed and passes the weed to her girlfriend. At the door, the two bad guys enter and look at the girls. Lover 2 takes a drag from her weed and breathes the smoke down by her lover lips, shotgun, seductively. Lover 1 and Lover 2 then kiss French. The mercenaries excuse them, turns around, and walk away. EXT Alicia's apartment, day. 4 mercenaries are standing near Mike's Jaguar. Out of nowhere comes Mike and shoots them. Pow. 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 He kills all of them in a heartbeat. Alicia is right behind him. Mike, come on. Mike takes Alicia's hand. They come up to the Jaguar. Mike opens the door for Alicia. Alicia gets in the passenger seat. Mike walks around the car and gets behind the wheel. Int. Mike's Jaguar, day. Mike starts the car and drives away. Alicia, how did they find us? Mike, I have no idea. There is a silent moment. EXT Mike's Jaguar, moving, day. Medium shot of the Jaguar as Mike and Alicia continue to drive. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the Jaguar as it moves in New York City. Montage, New York City. The Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, Manhattan and Times Square, the Brooklyn Bridge and Rockefeller Center, and others. EXT Mystic Headquarter, day. An established shot of Mystic Headquarter. Edward stands outside waiting for his ride. A limo comes driving and pulls next to Edward. The driver exits from the limo, comes around the automobile, and opens the rear door. Edward gets in the limo. The limo driver closes the door, gets behind the wheel, and drives away. Int. Limo, moving, day. Richard and Edward sit in the back. Richard, every morning I wake up and ask a simple question: how many people live in this planet? The fact is over 7 billion people live in this unpredictable world. I ask myself another question: how I can get their attention. And if I make $1 or $2 from each individual at the end of the day, I'll be content. But things are changing faster than the speed of my ambition with that girl and the man, whom she is with, running wild like street cats on hot tin roofs. Meanwhile, the board seems to know too much. They must be terminated. They must go. Edward, Peter got everything under control. He'll take care all of them before midnight. There is a pause. Richard, who's he, the man she is with? Edward, he is a Navy SEAL. There is a silent moment. Richard then. Richard, does he have a family? Edward, he has a daughter. His father was an Air Force colonel. He turned into art collector after he got discharged for suspicion of selling guns to Chechen rebels. Int. Mike's father house, evening. An attractive 16-years-old girl Amanda comes up to the door and opens it, revealing Mike and Alicia. Amanda, Mike. Amanda and Mike hug and kiss on the cheek. Mike, hi. Amanda and Mike kiss on the cheeks. Amanda, how are you? Mike, I am fine. Amanda then looks at Alicia as she walks in. Mike, this is Alicia. To Alicia. Amanda, my sister. Alicia, hi. Amanda, hi. Amanda and Alicia shake hands and kiss on the cheeks. Alicia, nice to meet you. Amanda, nice to meet you. Amanda closes the door. They all head to the living room. Mike, what's up, sis? Amanda, nothing much. Mike, is Dad home? Amanda, he's watching soccer. Mike walks to the main living room, holding Alicia's hand. Main living room. Mike's father Frank Lloyd, 50, sit in a couch, watching football. Mike and Alicia step in. Frank looks at them and turns his eyes back to the TV. Mike sits in a couch next to his father. Mike, who's playing? Frank, Barcelona versus AC Milan. Mike, what's the score? Frank, 1-0 Barcelona. Mike gives his hand to Alicia, winks at her. She takes his hand, and sits on the edge of the couch. Frank, who's that? Mike, Alicia. Frank, how much did you bribe God? Alicia smiles softly. Mike, looks at her, my heart and soul. Alicia smiles in beauty. There is a pause. Frank then gets up, walks up to the bar, grabs a wine, opens it, and pours the wine into 2 separate wine glasses. Mike and Alicia look at each other and exchange soft smiles. Frank returns with the drinks. Frank, are you going to introduce me, or should I go to St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, and confess every sin I commit since I was 7? She is an angel straight from the highest order of heaven. Alicia and Mike smile. Frank gives a glass of wine to Mike. Mike, to Alicia. Alicia. My father, Frank. She gets up. Alicia, hi. Alicia gives Frank her hand. Frank takes her hand and kisses it softly. Frank, you're the girl after my heart. Alicia, thanks. Frank, drink. Frank offers her the drink. Alicia, no, thanks. I'm fine. Frank, as you wish, princess. Alicia sits. Frank takes his seat. Frank, to Mike, I am not going to jinx you. But you hit a jackpot. Cheers. Mike and Alicia smile softly. Mike, cheers. They cheer, connecting their glasses for the hell of it. Mike takes a sip and gives Alicia his drink. She takes the glass, has a sip, and gives him the wine back. Int. Red Lion Restaurant, night. A 5 stars restaurant. On the stage, a girl named Samantha sings Katy Perry's Unconditionally with style. It feels like blues. Amber sits at the table alone with a glass of wine. Then, at the entrance, Peter walks into the restaurant. Amber sees him. Peter comes up to the table. Peter, hi. Amber, hi. Amber remains seated. Peter kisses her on the cheek, pulls a chair, and sits in front of her. Peter, sorry, I'm late. Amber, it's okay. Just don't forget to make it up to me. Peter, sure. I just talked to Edward about you. Amber, what did he say? Peter, he said, don't break her heart. She is fragile. Amber, there is nothing I can do about it. My heart is made of glass. The waiter comes to the table with Amber Caesar salad and places it near her. Amber, that's quick. The waiter looks at Peter. Waiter, how can I serve you? Peter, a glass of scotch. Waiter, that's it? Peter, that's all. Waiter, I'll be with you in a minute. The waiter walks away. Peter and Amber look at each other's eyes. Amber, what does he want? Peter, who? Edward. She nods, yes. Peter, he wants me to kill his father. But I'm thinking about killing him too. Amber, how come? Peter, I don't want to share you with anybody. Amber, the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. She gives him her foot. He gives her a foot massage. Peter, the Bible also says, thou shalt not commit adultery. Amber, it's not fair. Out of nowhere, she takes out her underwear and throws it at him. Int. Frank's house, kitchen, night. Amanda and Alicia are cooking. Amanda, can I ask you a personal question? Alicia, what's it? Amanda, does it hurt? Alicia, what hurts? Amanda, when you do it for the first time. Alicia smiles softly. Alicia, it depends on how you handle it. If you like the guy that you are with, it would be like walking in the park. You enjoy it. But if you are not sure about the person whom you are giving it to, it would hurt like gunshot in the stomach, figuratively speaking. Amanda, gunshot in the stomach sounds excruciating. Alicia, I might have exaggerated it a little bit. But if you do with the person that you don't like, it would feel uncomfortable. There is a doorbell. Amanda, I got it. Amanda walks up to the door. Living room. Amanda opens the door. Mike is at the door with groceries and beers. He enters and gives Amanda some of the groceries. Amanda, did you get the cake I told you? Mike, I got the best cake. Amanda takes the bags. She walks to the kitchen. Mike closes the door and follows Amanda to the kitchen with the rest of the groceries. Kitchen, night. Amanda puts the groceries on the kitchen table. Mike walks in and places other groceries on the kitchen floor. Mike, smell good. What are you cooking? Alicia, crispy chipotle lime tilapia with cool avocado sauce. Mike, it sounds delicious. I guess I have to wait. Amanda takes out the cake from the grocery bag, places the cake on the table, and removes the cover. Amanda, this is not the cake that I told you to get. Mike, that's the only thing they got. Amanda, I told you to get a birthday cake with chocolate and vanilla. Mike, what is that? Amanda, this is a small wedding cake with chocolate and strawberry. Mike, I am sorry, sis. It must have slipped from my mind. Amanda, it's okay. Just pay attention next time. Mike smiles softly. Mike, I will just do that. But I thought it looked delicious. I wanted to get her the finest cake they had. Amanda, all that glitters is not gold. Mike, who said that? Amanda, William Shakespeare. Mike, I can't argue with him. He takes out 2 beers from a grocery bag that he just brought, and puts them on the kitchen table. Mike opens the refrigerator and places the rest of the beer in the refrigerator. Amanda comes up to help Alicia. There is another doorbell. Amanda, Mikey, will you get the door please? Mike, sure. Mike walks up to the door. Living room, night. Mike opens the door, revealing an attractive woman, Raquel, 29, and his 5-year-old daughter Julie. Julie, Daddy. Mike hugs her, picks her up, and kisses her on the cheek. Mike, happy birthday. Raquel, to Mike, hi. Mike, hi. Raquel enters. Raquel and Mike kiss on the cheeks. Mike closes the door. Mike, carrying Julie, walks toward the kitchen trailing Raquel. Kitchen, night. Amanda looks at the newcomers. Amanda, to Raquel, hi. Raquel, hi. Amanda and Raquel kiss on the cheeks. Raquel looks at Alicia as Mike puts Julie on the floor. Julie walk up to Amanda. Amanda, what's up, birthday girl? Julie, hi, and Amanda. Amanda hugs Julie and kisses her on the cheek. Raquel looks at Alicia. Raquel, I am Raquel. Raquel gives Alicia her hand to shake. Alicia takes her hand. Alicia, Alicia. Raquel, nice to meet you. Alicia, nice to meet you too. Alicia approaches Julie. Alicia, I'm Alicia. What is your name? Julie, Juliet. But everybody calls me Julie. Alicia, Julie is a beautiful name. Kisses her on the cheek. It's good to meet you finally. Mike told me a lot of amazing things about you. Julie, what did he say? Alicia, he said you are an excellent painter. You draw his picture. Julie, what else did he say? Alicia, he said you are the most beautiful girl in the universe. Julie, are you his new wife? They all smile. Alicia, not yet. But I'll talk to him about it. Alicia kisses her on the cheek again. Mike, come on. Give your grandfather a kiss. Picks her up, humorously to the girls. I'll bring her back. Mike walks to the living room, carrying Julie. Main living room, night. Frank continues to watch Champions League. Barcelona vs AC Milan. Julie, Grandpapa. Frank, Princess. Mike puts her down. Frank gets up. Julie runs to him. Frank picks her up, and kisses her on the cheek. Frank, happy birthday. Frank puts Julie on the floor and sits. Julie, what are you watching? Frank, football. Barcelona vs AC Milan. Do you still play football? Julie, no. Mammy said it's not good for my feet. When I grow up, the boys will not like me if I have bad feet. Frank, don't listen to her. What does she know about boys? The world will go crazy for you. I played football when I married your grandmother and scored 2 goals in a final for her 18th birthday. How old are you? 4. Julie, I just turned to 5 this morning. Frank, you just turned to 5. That is wonderful. By the time you are 18, you'll be the best football player in the world. Better than Mia Hamm. Julie, I want to play with Billy. He said he would not care if I had bad feet or not. He's going to marry me when we get older. Frank, who is Billy? Mike picks Julie up and places her on his lap. Mike, her mother wanted her to learn acting. He's the kid in her acting class. She probably got the idea of marriage from there. Frank, what is she doing with acting? She should be a doctor. Maybe a lawyer, and became the first female president of America. Mike, she's just turns 5. She will figure it out what she wants to do with her life. Mike kisses her on the cheek. They all watch the game a little bit as Messi dribbles 3 players and shoots the ball at the goal. But the goalkeeper makes an incredible save. Mike, I was going to give her number 11 Barcelona jersey signed by Neymar for her birthday. Now, I have to wait a year and give her Paris Saint-Germain number 10. Frank, I still can't believe Neymar left Barcelona. Money has nothing to do with it. I know how great footballers think. I played football myself, love to dribble like Maradona and Ronaldinho. You know, I wouldn't go to UAE or China even they pay me $10 billion. But that is a different story. Paris Saint-Germain is not that bad. They are okay. However, Neymar is one of the best players in the planet, maybe even the best. He has to think how he is going to conquer the world. 2018 World Cup is around the corner. He was playing some of the best football of his life in Barcelona. Why would he want to fuck it up? Barca plays tiki-taka, that is Brazilian-style football. That's how Zico, Socrates, Eder, Jr., and Falco ruled football in the 80s. Even though they didn't win World Cup, due to mistakes, they showed us the most beautiful football on the planet like Barcelona, Neymar, Suarez, and Messi, era. Yet the trio won a lot of trophies. But it's sad for football in general, Neymar departure from Barcelona, as if he were saying, I am leaving Brazil national team and play for Australia, or Saudi Arabia. I am not saying PSG would ruin his game. But he might have to run a lot, fight for the ball, and play European-style football, it will throw him off. But still he is only 25 years old. He cannot figure out everything by himself. Mike, he just wanted to try something new, looking for a challenge. Frank, maybe. But come on, Neymar, Suarez, and Messi. I swear I was saying, who is going to stop them? Those 3 amigos would have ruled the world. First, Barcelona wasn't Messi's team. It was Neymar's team. They were building the team around him. Messi was playing midfield. He would have passed the ball to Neymar till he sets the net on fire. He missed a great opportunity. It is one in a lifetime. No money can buy that. Maybe, we might never see it happening again for a while unless miracle occurs. No doubt Neymar is looking for a challenge at PSG. You know, he should try it for 5 months. If he doesn't like it in PSG, he should tell Paris Saint-Germain FC management I don't want to play for PSG anymore. I made mistake. Trade me back to Barcelona, or I would just quit. They have no choice but to loan him back to Barcelona. You know, France is not a football country. Nobody is going to take him seriously even if he wins 10 titles in Paris. Mike, he made a decision based on what he values, it could be challenge, new atmosphere, lifestyle, friends and family, and above all freedom. Or he might have felt it would make him a better football player. We should respect his decision even though some of us feel it is ill-advised. Frank, you don't fucking believe in that, do you? I mean it doesn't matter. To be honest, what saddened me is I know Neymar and Messi would have changed the game of football forever. Messi is not getting younger. Nonetheless, not only is he one of the best players in the world, but he is also one of the greatest passers in the history of the game. He is unstoppable. Every time he gets the ball, 3 or 4 players are going to come after him. He would dribble them and pass the ball to Neymar. The same thing, every time Neymar touches the ball, 4 or 5 players are going to come after him like the demons in hell. He would dribble them and pass the ball to Messi. And Messi would pass the ball back to Neymar, tiki-taka. Neymar would put the ball on the nets as if every day were a holiday. Mike, nobody could argue with that. But let's wish him good luck in Paris. Who knows? Messi might join him in PSG. I am a football fan. I want to see 2 of the best players in the world play together as well, turn the game into a magic show, and dazzle us with the art of pure football and illusion, and tricks that defy natural laws. Frank, it would have been something, except the competition in France is not strong as Spain. Spanish clubs are much better than French clubs. It would have brought the best in Neymar. His departure from Barcelona might go down the biggest mistake and the worst decision in the history of football. Mike, French team are not that bad. They are pretty good. Frank, would you rather watch Barcelona versus Real Madrid, El Clasico? Or PSG versus Olympique Marseille? It's not even close. FIFA should have blocked the deal. Or Barcelona should have bribed him under the table millions of dollars and kept him in Spain at all costs. Not only are they building the future around one of the greatest football players in the solar system, but they are also hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. You know, like I just said, if the opponent teams are going to stop Neymar using 5 or 6 players, Messi will burn them down. Meanwhile, Neymar would have given Messi a breathing room. If the opponent teams are going to use 5 or 6 players to stop Messi, he would just take them to school and pass the ball to Neymar. And Neymar would have punished them like the devil in Sin City. Mike, Mia said in Pulp Fiction if the pilot would have got picked up, they would have worked in a gimmick where every show she would have told another joke. You know, perhaps there is a force behind his decision. It might help Brazil national team to prepare for World Cup 2018 despite the fact he was playing his best game in Barcelona, which you just mentioned earlier. Paris Saint-Germain has 5 Brazil players. If they play together now, it will prepare them for World Cup. They would get to know each other better. I think they are most likely to win 2018 World Cup. Maybe that means everything to Neymar, winning the FIFA World Cup. Frank, when you play with the best, your game will improve whether you play with your fellow countrymen or enemies. Some people said he left Barcelona because he wanted to get out of Messi's shadow. What they don't understand is football is a team sport. Nobody would walk away from a team that brings out their best. In the meantime, you always need that one player, who supports you, pass the ball to you, and even bails you out when you have bad days. He just gets carried away. Mike, I have no comment. He is a wizard. Whatever he plays, I will support him. Int. Kitchen, night. Raquel is helping Alicia cooking. Amanda is setting up the candles on the cake. On the soundtrack, A Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin plays melodiously. Raquel, what do you do? Alicia, I'm a biologist. Raquel, what biologist? Alicia, molecular biology. Raquel, that is cool. There is a pause. Alicia puts spice on the sauce. Raquel helps her with another spice. Raquel, how did he meet you? Alicia, through Sarah. Raquel, where is she? Quick flashback. Int. Mike's Jaguar, moving, sunset. Mike is behind the wheel. Alicia sits in the passenger seat. They are driving in the city of New York. There is a silent moment. He then. Mike, can you do me a favor? Alicia, what's it? Mike, don't tell them anything. I don't want this to ruin my daughter's birthday. I'll talk to my father about it before we leave. Alicia, sure. Int. Frank's house, kitchen, night. Back to, Alicia, Raquel, and Amanda. On the kitchen table, Amanda opens a gift and takes out 2 Rolling Stones Aftermath CD as we continue to hear Janis Joplin's A Piece of My Heart on the soundtrack. Amanda, the Rolling Stones. Raquel, Johnny Depp gave me, signed by Mick Jagger. They are gifts for your father. Amanda, he's the biggest Rolling Stones fan ever. He might just jump on the couch with joy like Tom Cruise. Referring to the food. Is it done? Alicia, it's almost done. 3 minutes. Amanda comes up to Alicia. Amanda, to Alicia you can go back to the living room. Starting now, you're my guest. I'll take over. Alicia, it's okay, Amanda. I want to help. Grabs the plates from the kitchen table. I'll take these to the living room. Alicia walks to the living room, carrying the plates. Living room, night. Alicia places the dishes on the dinner table. At the other side of the living room, Frank continues to watch the game. Mike, carrying Julie on his lap, looks at Alicia as she places the dish. Alicia turns her eyes and catches Mike's eyes. Alicia, under her breath I love you. Mike smiles softly. Mike, under his breath I love you too. Alicia gives him a beautiful smile. She winks at him and walks toward the kitchen. Mike looks at Julie, who is watching the game on the TV. He kisses her on the temple, and continues to watch the game too. Int. Living room, dinner, night. Frank, Mike, Alicia, Julie, Amanda, and Raquel sit around the table and have dinner. On the soundtrack, Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones plays melodiously. Frank, it's good guys versus bad boys. The Beatles were the good guys. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. And the Rolling Stones were the bad boys. That's why the Rolling Stone are the greatest rock and roll band of all time. Bad boys always rule the world. Raquel, I don't care. I still like the Beatles. I believe John Lennon was one of the greatest singers of all time. He stands for meaning, integrity, and goodness. Frank, all the integrity and goodness in the world can't bring the Beatles from the grave. I know the Beatles have hit songs like Yesterday, Let It Be, Hey Jude, which I can't stand, and inspire generation of artists. But look what happened to the Beatles. They break up. John Lennon got assassinated. George Harrison turned into Hinduism, and died later. Paul McCartney becomes activist. Ringo remains Ringo. On the other hand, you look at the Rolling Stones. They make hits like I Can't Get No, Satisfaction, Start Me Up, and No Sympathy for the Devil. They rule the world for 6 generations and they're still going strong like 1965. Raquel, it doesn't mean anything. Looks at Mike. Even though some of us think that we're superstar, we have to be responsible for our action. Frank, what are you talking about? Raquel, nothing, looking at Mike. We set high standard for ourselves. We just can't offer letdowns, can we? Mike puts his fork down on the plate. Mike, excuse me. Mike gets up and walks toward the kitchen. Alicia looks at him. On the soundtrack, 8,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton plays melodiously. Int. Kitchen, night. Mike enters, comes to the kitchen table, and gazes at the cake. Close up, the cake. It looks delicious. Int. Living room, later. Close up, the cake. The cake lights with candle. Julie is celebrating her birthday. They all sing happy birthday to you. Julie blows the candles off. Everybody claps in joy. Mike kisses her on the cheek. EXT Frank's house, night. Mike sits on the stairs with Julie, showing her coin trick. He shows her a new coin trick. Julie wows in surprise. Julie, how did you do it? Mike, it's magic. Julie, show it to me. Mike shows her. Raquel comes out from the living room. Raquel, Julie, come on. Drink your cranberry juice. Julie, I don't want to. Raquel, come on. You have to take your medicine. Or you will get sick. Takes her hand. Get inside. It's cold out here. Julie, Daddy, I don't want to go inside. I want to sit with you. Mike, go ahead. I'll be with you in a minute. Mike kisses her. Raquel holds Julie hands. Raquel, to Mike, are you okay? Mike, I'm fine. It's beautiful out here. Raquel, I'll see you inside. She has to take her medicine. Mike, sure. Raquel takes Julie inside. Then. Alicia steps outside. Mike looks at her. Alicia, what's up? Mike, nothing much. Alicia, it's nice out here. Alicia comes down the steps and sits between his legs. They kiss. Alicia looks at the stars. There is a pause. She then. Alicia, you have a beautiful daughter. Mike, thanks. There is a silent moment. She continues to look at the stars. She then. Alicia, don't you feel a sense of wonder that destiny isn't the end of a short trip or conclusion of an odyssey but a simply journey within eternity? Mike, what does that mean? Alicia, I look at the sky and wonder if there is another world just like this. I mean, how do we know if there is an exact mirror image universe like ours, a boy and a girl, who looks exactly like me and you? And the girl is asking the boy the same question. What do you think? Mike, it's possible. Humorously, if things go to according the plan. Alicia smiles in beauty. She gets closer to his lips. Alicia, softly, but things don't always go to according to the plan, do they? Mike, sometimes. You just have to open your heart and allow love to make a difference in your life. She smiles in beauty. They kiss intimately. Int. Frank's house, office, night. Mike and Frank talk. Frank, why are they trying to kill her? Mike, she's a scientist. Just discover that mystic causes cancer. Frank, is that right? Mike, some kind of chemical they use to make the drug causes a genetic mutation. They want her dead before the truth gets out. Frank, that's sad. Mike, do you still know people at the Air Force? I want you to help her. Frank, I don't know, son. I haven't talked to anyone since they accused me of selling guns. But if it's a matter of life and death, I can make a call in the morning and find out what they can do to help her. Till then, come on. Mike and Frank walk toward the wall where a portrait of a beautiful woman is at. Frank removes the curtain, revealing a secret door. Frank punches the code, and presses a button on the wall. The wall opens, revealing a secret room where Frank keeps guns. Mike seems surprised. Secret gun room. Frank and Mike walk in. We see all kind of automatic guns. Frank grabs 2 Desert Eagles. Frank, don't say anything. Take these 2 Desert Eagles and stay out of trouble. Mike takes the guns and looks at them. On the soundtrack, Forever by Chris Brown plays melodiously. EXT Jaguar, moving, night. Mike is behind the wheel. Alicia sits in the passenger seat. They are drive in the aesthetic part of New York City. Int. Jaguar, moving, night. Mike and Alicia continue to drive. They are talking but we don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. EXT Motel, night. Mike and Alicia pull in front of a motel, gets out of the car, walks toward the office. Int. Motel, office, night. A clerk named Derek Lawson sit behind the counter, watching TV The Matrix. Mike and Alicia step into the office. Derek looks at them. EXT Motel, night. Mike and Alicia walk by the swimming pool, comes to room 102. We see a neighbor from room 106 complaining to his next door neighbor a rock star, room 108. He is telling him to keep the noise down. On the soundtrack, Chris Brown's Forever plays softly. Complaining neighbor, to a rock star, who is standing at the door, keep the noise down. Or I'll call the police. Rockstar 1, this is free fucking country. Leave the fuck us alone. Go fucking call SWAT. The rockstar slams the door at his face. They continue to play loud music off screen. The neighbor knocks the door harder. Alicia looks away. Mike inserts the card and opens the door. Int. Motel, room 102, night. We see one queen bed. Mike and Alicia enter. Mike closes the door. Alicia, those guys are crazy. They should keep down the music. Mike, they think they are rock stars. Alicia looks at him and smiles in beauty. She throws her arms around his neck. They kiss. On the soundtrack, Forever plays with full volume. Mike and Alicia fall on the bed and continue to kiss. Close up, Alicia and Mike. They kiss more intimately. Then we hear loud music from room 108. Alicia and Mike ignore it and continue to kiss more passionately. Seconds later, they hear the man knocking the door like hell while complaining. Mike parts his lips. Mike, give me 1 minute. Int. Motel, room 108, night. We see two queen bed mattress on the floor and a couple of candles. Three rock stars play music, I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, sitting gypsy style. One rock star is playing a dram. The other two rock stars are playing guitars while singing I Love Rock and Roll. There is a knock on the door. They stop the music. Rockstars 1 puts his guitar aside, gets up, comes up to the door, and opens it, revealing Mike. Rockstar 1, what the fuck do you want? Mike, I just want to talk to you outside for a few seconds. Mike shows him the Rolling Stones Aftermath album. Rockstar 1, what's it? Rockstar steps outside and closes the door behind us with the other two rock stars. The two rock stars look at each other. Rockstar 2 gives him a nod, hit it. Rockstar 3 plays his dram. Rockstar 2 plays his guitar. They are trying to be innovative, original music. They actually sound harmonious. Then, Rockstar 1 opens the door and returns to the room. Rockstar 1, guys stop that shit. We're switching room. Rockstar 2, what? Rockstar 1, we're opening for Rolling Stone in 3 weeks. The dude knows Johnny Depp, Keith Richard, and the motherfucker smoke joint with Mick Jagger. Rockstar 3, how do you know he is just another motherfucker, who says who he is but he's not? Rockstar 1, he showed me his ID. He got his name after Mick Jagger, and this Aftermath CD. Rockstar 1 throws the CD to Rockstar 3. Rockstar catches the CD, and looks at it. Rockstar 3, we're definitely moving. They begin to collect their belongings. Int. Motel room 108, night. The bed is still on the floor. The rockstars have taken one of the mattress with them. Mike cleans the room. He grabs a 12-inch pizza box, throws it in the trash container, takes some of the candles, and puts them on the mirror. On the soundtrack, Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On plays melodiously. Alicia, wearing Mike's shirt, comes from the bathroom while brushing her teeth. She looks at the room. It's clean and exotic. Alicia gives him a sensual smile, returns to the bathroom, and spits the toothpaste in the sink with water. Alicia then comes up to Mike, dancing with Let's Get It On. Mike looks at her, and smiles softly. Alicia throws her arms around his neck. They dance. Close up, Mike and Alicia. They kiss French. Mike and Alicia then slowly fall on the mattress, and kiss more intimately. Mike gets on top dexterously, caresses her neck, kisses her belly, slowly removes her underwear, and throws it away. He then gets between her legs and come to her lips. Mike and Alicia kiss more seductively. Then, they begin to make love. It's sensual, seductive, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various sexual positions. Int. Motel, office, night. Derek watches TV news while eating a bag of potato chips. Then on the TV, the picture of Mike and Alicia come wanted for the death of Sarah and Ethan. He puts down his chips, and makes a call. Int. Mike and Alicia's room, night. Mike and Alicia continue to make love. Meanwhile, on the soundtrack, Angie by the Rolling Stones plays melodiously, replacing Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. Int. Motel, room 102, night. The rock stars sing Angie along with the Rolling Stone. We hear their voices mixed with the Rolling Stones on the sound system. Int. Motel, Mike and Alicia's room 108, night. Mike and Alicia continue to make love. It's seductive, steamy, and passionate. They are having one of the best sex in cinema history. It feels like they are doing it for real. Alicia is wild. She doesn't hold back anything. Yet, Mike gets in a beautiful passion, entering her enchantingly. She is burning inside out, covered with sweats as if she ran on a treadmill for hours. Int. Motel, room 102, night. The rock stars continue to sing Angie with Rolling Stones. EXT Street, night. 8 black BMW SUVs drive on the street. Int. Mike and Alicia's room, night. They are done making love. Alicia rests on Mike's chest with close eyes. Mike kisses her on the temple. Int. Motel, room 102, night. The 3 rock stars continue to sing Angie with the Rolling Stones. EXT Motel, room 102, night. John, who is second in command, and 9 mercenaries, who is wearing SWAT uniforms, come to the door, and stand both side of room with machine guns and battering ram. Int. Room 102, night. Rock stars continue to sing Angie. Off screen, the bad guys cut the electricity. The room goes dark. The music stops. EXT Motel, room 102, night. John gives his men a go-ahead sign. The mercenaries break the door with the battering ram and throw 2 tear gases into the room. Int. Motel, room 102, night. 2 mercenaries step inside and fire hell a bullet in the dark, killing the rock stars on the spot. Int. Mike and Alicia's room, night. Mike and Alicia open their eyes as they hear the shooting. They get up. Mike, put your cloth on. They begin to put their cloth in hurry. Int. Motel, office, night. Derek continues to watch TV. On the TV, Double Indemnity is shown. Peter stands at the counter with coffee, looking at Esquire magazine with Kate Upton on the cover. We see 2 of his men standing at the door. Close up, Peter. Peter, over the radio check if they are dead. EXT Motel, room 102, night. Marcus lights a red fluorescent light and walks into the room. Int. Room 102, night. John sees the dead rock stars and stands dead silent. He then says fuck. EXT/int. Mike and Alicia's room 108, night. The room is empty. Close up, door. 2 mercenaries break the door and walk in, drawing their machine guns. Int/EXT Motel, room 108, bathrooms window, night. Mike and Alicia are in the middle of escaping. Mike holds Alicia's hand as she gets out through the window. Alicia comes down and lands on the ground safely. Int. Motel room 108, bathroom, night. Mike takes out his 2 Desert Eagles and turns his attention at the opposite end of the room. Int. Room 108, bedroom, night. The 2 mercenary advances toward the bathroom as 2 more walk in. Room 108, bathroom. Mike waits for the bad guys. As soon as the 2 mercenaries step in, Mike shoots them in the chest. Bow. 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 They go down dead. The other 2 mercenaries come, drawing their guns. But before they take a single shot, Mike blows them away. Bow. 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 Like Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. The only difference is Mike is bad as Bruce Willis in Die Hard and The Guns of Navarone. EXT/int. Motel, room 108, bathrooms window, night. Mike exits through the window and joins Alicia. He takes her hand. Mike, come on. They run at the direction of the camera. Int. Motel, Mike and Alicia's room, night. A bad guy steps in and walk up to the bathroom. Bathroom, night. He looks at the window, addresses the escape on the radio, turns around, and walks towards the direction of the camera. EXT Motel, night. Mike and Alicia walk down the motel's back alley. As soon as they turn at the corner, they see 3 mercenaries with machine guns. Mike quickly shoots them like a professional hitman. He then holds Alicia's hand, and walks by the soda machine. A mercenary comes to the corner of the building, shooting at them. Mike holds Alicia and takes a cover next to the Pepsi machine. The mercenary continues to fire at them. Mike then comes out of the hide and shoots the bad guy in the head with style. He takes Alicia's hand. They come to the next corner, and see 5 mercenaries coming at their direction. Mike gives Alicia one of his Desert Eagles. Mike, wait here. She takes the gun. They kiss French like Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek in Desperado. Yet it's a little bit explicit. They also put a bit spin on it. Alicia bites his lips seductively as they part their lips. Mike comes out the hide and shoots the first 2 bad guys with style. The other bad guys fire at him. He spins on the ground, shoots 2 more bad guys in the chest and head, and takes a cover at the water fountain. The last bad guy fires at Mike like a mad gone wild. Mike remains covered. He then comes out the hide and pulls the trigger of his gun. But there is no bullet in the chamber. The mercenary smiles at him sarcastically, comes out of the hide, and walks toward him, pointing his gun. Out of nowhere comes Alicia and shoots the bad guy in the neck. The bad guy goes down dead. Alicia looks at him in sadness. Mike gets up, walks up to Alicia, and takes the gun from her hand. Mike, forget him. He's dead. Come on. Mike takes her hand. Mike and Alicia run down the yard. They come to the wall. Mike carries her and gets her on top of the wall. Alicia jumps over the wall and gets the other side. Mike climbs the wall. 4 bad guys appear at the other end. They see Mike and fire at him. Mike quickly gets down and joins Alicia. Mike and Alicia run and cross the main street and come to a mobile gas station. There is a truck parked at gas pump. Mike and Alicia get in the truck. Int. Truck, night. Mike turns the key and starts the truck. Mike and Alicia drive away. EXT truck, moving, night. Mike and Alicia continue to drive down the street. EXT/int. Truck, moving, night. Mike looks at Alicia, turns his eyes and sees 4 Mercedes SUV following them in the side mirror. Medium shot of 4 SUVs following the truck. Mercedes SUV 1 comes on the side of Mike. A mercenary comes out from left side of the window with a machine gun, and fire at them. Truck, moving, night. Mike turns the wheel and drives the SUV out of the road. SUV 2 gets next to the truck and fires at Mike. Mike takes a cover and fires at them back. Bullets hit the driver on the face. SUV 2 drives off the road and explodes. Then out of nowhere comes a helicopter flying in the air, and begins to fire at them. Truck, moving, night. Mike and Alicia continue to drive. The helicopter follows them, firing hell of bullets at the truck. Truck, moving, night. Mike fires at the helicopter back. The other 2 Mercedes SUVs continue to follow him. Truck, moving, night. Mike looks at Mercedes SUV 2 on the mirror. A bad guy come out of the roof with launcher, and gets set to fire at them. Mike quickly steps on the brake pedal. Mercedes SUV 2 runs into the truck, fires the launcher into the skies. Sport Utility Vehicle 4 runs it into SUV 2 and crashes gravely. Meanwhile, the launcher moves in the air and hits the helicopter. The helicopter explodes in the air and falls in front of Mike and Alicia's truck. EXT/int. Truck, night. Alicia screams. Mike tries to start the truck. Mike, come on. The truck is not starting. Mike, fuck. Mike looks at a bad guy walking out of SUV 4 carrying a machine through the mirror at Alicia's end. Mike garbs his gun. Mike, to Alicia, wait here. Mike opens the door, gets out the car, comes around the vehicle, and shoots him in the head. Mike opens Alicia's door. She gives him her hand. He takes her hand and carries her down. Mike and Alicia kiss. Alicia, if we must die, we might as well go out with style. They kiss more seductively with tongues. They part their lips and look at 6 more Mercedes SUV and Peter's Cardiac coming toward them. Mike, come on. Mike and Alicia run toward a supermarket located across the street. On the soundtrack, Bombastic by Shaggy's plays stylishly. EXT/int. Peter's Cardlica, night. Peter looks at them. Int. Supermarket, night. Mike and Alicia enter. It's open 24 hours. There are not a lot of people around this time, except a couple of employees, who are stacking groceries. Mike and Alicia walk down the aisle. EXT Supermarket, night. Peter and 6 SUVs make turns and pull their vehicles in front of the supermarket. The bad guys get out of their car and walk toward the supermarket, carrying machine guns. Int. Supermarket, night. Mike and Alicia continue to walk down the aisles and hide by the ice cream section. Peter grabs a fashion magazine, stands at the registration, and gives his troops a sing to take care of them. The mercenaries quickly swarm the place. Mike looks at Alicia. She is shivering. It is cold. Mike, come on. Mike holds her arms, cuddles her on the waist, and takes her into the warmer section of the aisle. Then a mercenary looks at Mike and Alicia and fires at them. Mike holds Alicia and takes a cover by the groceries. The bad guy continues to fire at them. 3 more mercenaries come to the aisle and fires at Mike and Alicia. Mike holds Alicia closer. The bad guys stop firing. They then give each other signs. 2 bad guys slowly come at the other side. The other 2 take a different route. Mike tells Alicia to get down, then comes out the hiding, and shoots the first 2 mercenaries on the chest. Mike turns and shoots the other 2 on the stomach and head with amazing speed. Out of nowhere comes a mercenary and fires at Mike. Mike dives in the air and shoots him before he hits the floor. 3 more bad guys come shooting pow, 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 pow. Mike takes a cover by the aisle, comes out the hide and shoots 3 of them pow, 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 pow. They go down dead. He gets up, comes to Alicia, and takes her hand. Mike and Alicia come to the other side of the store where a new 2012 red Chevrolet Corvette convertible is at. The car is there for display. Convertible Corvette. Mike opens the door, gets behind the wheel, hotwires the car, and starts the engine. Mike, come on, get in. Alicia comes in by the driver's seat, passes Mike, and sits in the passenger seat. Mike closes the door. Mike, put on your seatbelt. Alicia puts on her seatbelt. Mike steps on the gas. They drive through the store. 2 bad guys come and fire at them. Mike hits them with the car, turns the wheel, and drives through the window. EXT Supermarket, night. Corvette, moving. Mike and Alicia break the glass and pass through the window. The car flies in the air and comes down on the ground. Mike and Alicia move, get onto the street, and drive away. ext/int. Corvette, night. Mike and Alicia continue to drive. The speedometer shows 140 miles per hour. Ext supermarket, Peter's car, night. Peter stands next to his car talking on his cell phone. He listens to the other end. He then. Peter, sure. Peter opens the door, gets behind the wheel, starts the car, and drives away. Int. Peyton Raleig's house, living room, night. One of the minority owners, Peyton Raleigh, comes up to a coffee table, sits on the sofa, grabs a remote control, and presses a button to turn on the TV. Ext Peyton Raleig's house, night. The house explodes like hell. Int. Theater, lobby, night. A security guard, Jerry Cooper, 32, sits at the desk, working on his laptop. Alicia and Mike walk in. Jerry looks at them, and gets up from his chair. Jerry, what's up? Mike, what's up? Jerry comes around. Mike and Jerry shake hands and hug with style. Jerry looks at Alicia. Mike, off Jerry's look. Alicia. This is Jerry. Alicia, hi. Alicia gives him her hand to shake. Jerry, hi. Jerry takes her hand. Alicia and Jerry shake hands. Mike, to Alicia, we went to high school together. Jerry, I thought you moved to Hollywood and became a star. Mike smiles softly. Mike, humorously, I'm working on it. Jerry, what brings you here? Mike, we need a place to rest. We run into trouble. Jerry, what trouble? Mike, it's a long story. I'll tell you in the morning. Jerry, no problem. Come on. Jerry walks them down the lobby. Mike and Alicia follows him. They stop at the door of the main theater. Jerry inserts the key, opens the door. Int. Theater, stage room, night. Jerry, Mike, and Alicia step in, walk down the stage. Jerry, you can take the main stage. There is a living room behind the curtain. Let me get back to the desk before some fool walks in and steals my laptop. Mike, thanks. Jerry, think nothing of it. I'll see you in the morning. Mike and Jerry shake hands with style. Jerry, good night. Alicia, good night. Jerry exits and closes the door behind Mike and Alicia. Mike and Alicia come up to the stage, open the curtain, and find a big living room that has a bed. Alicia, it looks like a house. Alicia walks around, looking at it. She then comes up to Mike, throws her arms around his neck. Alicia, softly down by his lips, I can spend the rest of my life here with you if they let us stay till kiss do us apart. They kiss French. Close up, Alicia and Mike. They kiss more intimately. She parts her lips. Alicia, I'm so thirsty. They kiss more seductively. Alicia, do they have water? Mike, I don't know. They got refrigerator. Check what they got. Alicia walks up to the refrigerator as Mike lies down on the king-side bed that has a red translucent curtain. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Alicia opens the refrigerator, finds a bottle of champagne and a ball of strawberries. She grabs the strawberries and the champagne, and places them on the table. Alicia takes 2 champagne glasses and grabs the strawberries and the champagne, walks to the bed. Alicia opens the curtain and joins Mike, who is lying with closed eyes, dead tired. Alicia places the drink and the strawberries behind the bed and gives him a soft kiss on the lips. Mike smiles softly and opens his eyes. Alicia comes next to him and rests on his chest. Alicia looks at his eyes. She plants soft kiss on his lips, immediately followed by one soft kiss after another. They cuddle and kiss more passionately. Mike then gets her on the bottom, kisses her lips sweetly, and leans next to her, gazing at her eyes, admiring her beauty. Mike, do you have any idea how beautiful you are? Mike gives her soft kiss on the lips. Alicia, you didn't say anything about your mother. Where is she? Mike, she is in Brazil. Alicia, what does she do? Mike, business. Alicia, what kind of business? Mike, chocolate. She exports chocolate to America and other countries. Alicia, it's odd. I love chocolate more than anything else. It is my weakness. Mike smiles softly. There is a pause. Mike continues to gaze at her eyes softly. He then. Mike, I can gaze at your eyes like this and forget that I've ever existed. Alicia, tell me about it. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips. Mike, I look at your eyes. I sweat, I can't feel my heartbeat. Alicia smiles in beauty. Alicia, whatever. Mike smiles softly and kisses her. Alicia throws her arms around his neck and kisses him as well. Close up, Alicia and Mike. They kiss more passionately. Int. Theater, lobby, night. Jerry, who is sitting behind his desk, has fallen asleep. Then something walks him up. Jerry opens his eyes and looks at his laptop. He was watching news. Alicia and Mike are wanted. There is a reward, $10,000, leading to their arrest. Jerry ignores it, closes his eyes, and goes back to sleep. On the soundtrack, Painted, Black by Rolling Stones plays melodiously. Montage. The assassination of the minority owners. A. EXT parking garage, night. Peyton Raleigh gets in his Bentley. Out of nowhere comes a hitman and shoots him in the head, and walks away. B. Limo, night. Roger Jones is in the back seat of the limo. The limo drives and then stops in the middle of the street. The driver gets out the car and walks away. A car comes driving and stops next to the limo. 3 mercenaries come out of the car with machine guns and fire rain of bullets into the limo. Roger dies at the spot. The bad guys get in the car and drive away. C. Michelle Hathaway is in her kitchen, getting set to cook. She turns on the stove. Her house explodes to biblical proportions. D. Jim Stayer gets in the elevator. He presses floor 6. The elevator's doors close. The elevator moves and opens at 4, revealing a hitman. The hitman shoots Jim in the forehead and walks away. Int. Frank's house day, living room, night. Frank is watching football, a rerun between Barcelona versus Juventus. He then grabs the phone and begins to make a call. The light goes off. Frank remains calm. The light then comes on. Peter is standing in front of the TV with silencer. Frank puts down the phone. On the soundtrack, Painted, Black by Rolling Stones plays softly. Peter, I am going to ask you one simple question. Where are they? Frank, I don't know what you're talking about. And if you expect me to tell you anything, go fuck yourself. Peter shoots Frank between his eyes dead without thinking twice. Int. Frank's house, Amanda's room, night. Amanda, Mike's sister, is watching Valmont in her laptop while touching herself. Int. Frank's house, stairs, night. Peter climbs the stairs. Amanda's room. Amanda continues to touch herself. Then Peter's open the door. Close up, Peter. He shoots her. Int. Raquel's house, Julie's room, day. Julie is in the bed. Raquel comes and sits next to Julie. Raquel, what's it, sweetheart? Julie, I can't sleep. Raquel, why can't you sleep? Julie, I want to see Daddy. Raquel, you talk to him today. You'll see him some other time. Julie, he always tells me bedtime story before I go to sleep. Raquel, give me few minutes. I'm rehearsing. I'll read you Cinderella in few minutes, just go back to sleep now. She kisses her. Raquel, bye. Julie, bye. Raquel walks away. Int. Theater, stage, night. Alicia sleeps on Mike's chest. Mike kisses her on the temple and closes his eyes. Int. Raquel's house, bedroom, night. Raquel and Marcus, 36, are rehearsing William Shakespeare's Othello, while lying on the bed. Marcus, damn thyself, swear thou art honest. Heaven doth truly know it. Marcus, heaven truly knows thou art false as hell. Raquel, to whom, my lord? With whom? How am I false? Marcus, ah, Desdemona, away, away, away. Raquel, alas, the heavy day. Why do you weep? Am I the motive of these tears, my lord? Int. Raquel house, living room, night. Peter is at the private bar, pours whiskey, Johnny Walker, Red Label, in the glass for himself. He puts the scotch aside, grabs his drink, and takes a sip. Marcus, off-screen, had it pleased heaven to try me with affliction, had they reigned. All kind of sores and shames on my bare head. Int. Raquel's house, Julie room, night. Julie is wide awake. For some reason, she couldn't sleep as if she were listening to the play. Marcus, off-screen, I should have found in some place of my soul a drop of patience. But alas, there where I have garnered up my heart, where either I must live, or bear no life. She finally closes her eyes and goes to sleep. Int. Raquel's room, night. Back to Marcus and Raquel. Marcus, the fountain from the which my current runs. Or else dries up, to be discarded thence. Or keep it as a cistern for foul toads. Do not engender in. Oh, thou, who art so lovely fair and smell st. so sweet that the sense aches at thee. Would thou hadst ne'er been born. Raquel, alas, what ignorant sin have I committed? Marcus, was this fair paper, this most goodly book, made to write whore, upon? What committed? Impudent strumpet. Raquel, hell with it. Raquel throws the paper away and comes to Marcus. They cuddle and kiss intimately. Int. Raquel's house, living room, night. Peter takes the last sip from his drink, puts the glass aside, and walks toward the staircase. Peter climbs the staircase, takes out his gun from his belt, and puts a silencer on the muffler. Int. Raquel's house, bedroom, night. Raquel and Marcus are making love. Raquel is on the top. Then Peter opens the door. Close up, Peter. He fires at the direction of the camera. Int. Raquel's house, Julie's room, night. Julie opens her eyes and looks at direction of the door. Then the door slowly open, revealing Peter. Int. Theater, morning. Alicia sleeps on Mike's chest, next to his heart. Mike wakes up as if he saw the devil in his dream. He slowly gets up, kisses Alicia on the lips, puts on his cloth, and walks toward the direction of camera. Ext theater, phone booth, morning. Mike makes a call. Int. Raquel's house, bedroom, morning. A phone rings. We see 2 dead bodies of Raquel and Marcus on the bed soaked in blood. The phone continues to ring. Ext phone booth, morning. Mike sees a man about 35 parking a 2012 orange Pontiac GTO, convertible on the street. Mike hangs up the phone, takes out his gun, comes up to the GTO, and points the gun at the man. Mike, get the fuck out of the car. The man steps out the car. EXT/int. Convertible GTO, morning. Mike gets in, starts the car, and drives away. On the soundtrack, Sympathy for the Devil by Rolling Stones plays melodiously. EXT GTO, moving, morning. Mike is flying like spaceship. The car gets up in the air, comes down on the ground, and continues to drive with full speed like the fast and the wildest. EXT Raquel's house, morning. Pontiac GTO convertible. Mike comes driving and parks the car in front of the house. Mike steps out of the car, runs toward the villa, and enters the house. We stay outside with the car, listening to Sympathy for the Devil by Rolling Stones. Omit. Omit. EXT Raquel's house, morning. Mike steps out of the house with a cell phone, walks up to the GTO, gets behind the wheel, and drives away. Int. Convertible GTO, moving, morning. Mike makes a phone call. Int. Theater, stage, morning. Alicia wakes up and looks for Mike. He's not there with her. EXT Frank's house, morning. We see police cars, ambulance, paramedics, and law enforcement agents in front of Frank's house. Omit. Then. Pontiac GTO convertible. Mike comes driving, slows down, and sees paramedics carrying 2 dead bodies on medical stretchers out of the house. On the soundtrack, the music continues to play. They put them in the ambulance. Int. GTO convertible, moving, morning. Mike hears the cell phone ringing. He answers the phone. On the soundtrack, the music stops. Int. Mystic building, Richard's office, day. Edward sits at the desk at his father's luxurious office, talking Mike on the phone. Edward, if you want your daughter back alive, just tell us where the girl is. Or you will find your daughter in the bottom of East River mutilated. I'll give you half an hour to make up your mind. Edward hangs up the phone. EXT/int. Convertible GTO, moving, morning. Mike hangs up the phone, steps on the gas, and drives faster. Int. Theater, lobby, morning. Jerry sits behind the desk, reading a magazine. Alicia opens the theater door, and walks up to Jerry. Jerry looks at her, puts the magazine on the counter and gets up. Alicia, good morning. Jerry, good morning. Alicia, did you see Mike? Jerry, he stepped outside half an hour ago. He hasn't returned yet. Alicia, did he tell you where he was going? Jerry, no, he didn't say anything. Alicia looks at the watch on the wall. It's 7:30 a.m. in the morning. She turns around, looks through the glass doors. There is a Barnes & Noble's bookstore across the street. Alicia, tell him I'll be at Barnes & Noble across the street, waiting. And if he doesn't show up till 8:30 a.m., I'll meet him 7 p.m. at the restaurant where we had dinner the other day. He knows where it is. Jerry, okay. I will tell him. Alicia, thanks. Jerry, you very welcome. She smiles in beauty. Alicia, see you. Jerry, bye. On the soundtrack, If It Isn't Love by New Edition plays melodiously. Alicia exits the theater. Jerry looks at her deviously. EXT Theater, morning. Alicia crosses the street and comes to the Barnes & Noble. Int. Barnes & Noble, morning. Alicia enters and walks towards the camera. Int. Theater, morning. Jerry grabs the phone and makes a call. Int. Peter's car, moving, morning. Peter answers the phone. He listens for about 5 seconds and hangs up the phone. EXT Peter's car, moving, morning. Peter makes a crazy U-turns in the middle of the traffic, and drive towards the direction of the camera. Int. Barnes & Noble, morning. Alicia walks down the aisle, stops at the literature section, and grabs a poetry book. EXT Theater, morning. Gia. Mike comes driving, and parks the car next to the theater. He gets out of the car, and walks up to the theater. Int. Bookstore cafe, day. Alicia sits at a table with coffee, reading the book. Then out of nowhere comes Mike with a rose and kisses her on the shoulder. Mike, hi. Alicia, under her breath Mike. Alicia gets up and throws her arms around his neck. They kiss. Mike gives her the rose. She takes it. Alicia, where did you go? Mike, I went to see my daughter. Mike sits at the table and places Alicia on his lap. They kiss. Alicia, is she okay? Mike, she's fine. He doesn't know why he lies. Maybe he is not ready to tell her the truth. Alicia, so, what are we going to do about that? Mike, I got everything under control. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips and looks at the book. Mike, what are you reading? Alicia, poetry. Mike turns the book, flips a couple of pages, and reads She Walks in Beauty by Lord Byron. Mike, she walks in beauty, like the night. Of cloudless climes and starry skies. And all that's best of dark and bright. Meet in her aspect and her eyes. Thus melody to that tender light. Which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less. Had half impaired the nameless grace. Which waves in every raven tress. Or softly lightens o'er her face. Where thoughts serenely sweet express. How pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek, and o'er that brow. So soft, so calm, yet eloquent. The smiles that win, the tints that glow. But tell of days in goodness spent. A mind at peace with all below. A heart whose love is innocent. Alicia smiles in beauty. Mike kisses her on the cheek. They kiss. Mike's cell phone rings. Mike, 1 second. Mike places Alicia on the floor, gets up, picks up the phone, and walks toward the counter where the sugars, jar of water, and milk are at. Mike, what's it? Int. Barnes and Noble, day. /int. Mystic, headquarter, Richard's office, day. Note, we see both sides of the conversation. Edward talks to Mike on the phone. Edward, I'll make you a deal. Give me the girl. I'll give you your daughter and $2 million. Not 1 penny less and not 1 penny more. Take it or leave it. Barnes and Noble. Mike looks at Alicia. She looks at him. There is no way that he's going to give her away even they pay him $900 billin'. Mike, no deal. Mystic, headquarter. Edward, I'll give you time to think about it. If you change your mind, give me a call 555-1070. Edward hangs up the phone. We stay with Mike at Barnes and Noble. Mike hangs up the phone as well. Alicia walks up to Mike. Alicia, who's that? Mike, it's nobody. We have to get out of here. Mike takes Alicia's hand. They begin to walk toward the exit. Alicia, where are we going? Mike, I haven't figured it out yet. She stops at the sugars table. Alicia, you haven't figured it out? I thought I heard you saying something about getting everything under control. Mike, I lied to you. Alicia, what do you mean you lied to me? Mike, they offer me $2 million to hand you over but I said no. There is a pause. Alicia looks at him disheartened. She quickly changes her demeanor and pretends to be happy. Alicia, I don't believe you. She kisses him. When he thinks the world is safe, she hits him on the nuts with her knee. Mike grabs his balls, and goes down on his knee. Alicia grabs the jar of water and hits him on the head. The customers react with ouch. The water spills on Mike's cloth. Alicia, don't you ever fucking lie to me. I hate lies. Alicia begins to walk toward the exit. Mike quickly gets up. Mike, wait. Stop. Alicia stops at the door. Mike, give me a chance to explain. They killed my father, my sister, Raquel, and her husband. Kidnapped my daughter. And they offered me $2 million to hand you over but I chose not. I didn't mean to lie to you. I love my daughter more than life itself. And I have known you what? 2 days, about 10 hours, but I fell in love with you the second I saw you. Not only will I die for you in a blink of an eye but I will also kill whoever has the faintest idea to harm you. Alicia's eyes are filled with tear. Meanwhile, Peter and 5 mercenaries walk into the bookstore, carrying machine guns. Mike looks at them. Alicia sees them as she turns. But it's too late. The first mercenary quickly grabs her, and drugs her with a handkerchief. She falls unconscious. Peter fires at Mike naturally. Mike dives by the sugar table and takes a cover. The other 2 bad guys fire at him pow, 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 pow. In meantime, the customers, some get shot, other hit the floor. The first mercenary carries Alicia out of the store. EXT Barnes and Noble, day. Out of nowhere come a black SUV driving and pull next to the bookstore. Mercenary 1 begins to put Alicia in the car. Int. Barnes and Noble, day. Mike looks at the bad guys and Alicia through the window as they place her in the car. They then drive away. Mike is pissed off. He turns around, gets on his chest, and takes out his gun, spins on the floor, and fires at their legs, hitting a mercenary on the knee. The mercenary falls on the floor. Mike shoots him in the head. Mike gets up, fires at the bad guys, and hits another mercenary in the chest. Mike shoots the bad guy in the neck, counterattack, fast and sexy. Peter fires at Mike and takes a cover by the exit. 2 more mercenaries enter the bookstore. Peter, finish him. Peter turns around and exits the building. EXT Barnes and Noble, day. Another black SUV pulls next to the store. Peter walked toward the car. Int. Barnes and Noble, day. Store windows POV. Peter gets in the passenger seat. The car drives away. The 4 bad guys continue to fire at Mike. Mike exchanges fire with the bad guys. Mike looks at the window and takes out another gun. Mike gets up, shoots one of the bad guys in the forehead, turns and shoots another bad guy in the chest. The remaining bad guys continue to fire at him. Mike jumps, gets on the counter, runs straight, spins in the air 360 and fires at them, killing 2 more bad guys. Simultaneously, he shoots the window and gets out of the bookstore through the window. It is one of the most spellbinding take in cinema history. EXT bookstore window, day. Replay, Mike breaks the window and hits the floor hard. He then gets up and runs to the street. A gold Ferrari comes and stops in front of him. Gold Ferrari. A young man about 24 is behind the wheel. Mike points his guns at him. Mike, get out of the car. The guy jumps out of his car. EXT/int. Ferrari day. Mike gets in, starts the car, and drives 150 miles per hour flying. EXT Ferrari, moving, day. Mike sees a black SUV. Is it the same vehicle that they take Alicia with? Mike speeds up. Wait a second. He then sees 4 more black SUVs. It's déjà vu. The first black SUV takes a ramp and exits the street. Ferrari, moving, day. Mike ignores him and continues to follow the third SUV. The second black SUV 2 takes another exit. Mike sticks with the third black SUV. SUV 3 takes an exit. Ferrari. Mike turns his wheel and follows SUV 3. Both Ferrari and SUV 3 enter highway and continue to drive down the road. Ferrari, moving, day. Mike then takes out his gun and fires at the SUV 3's window. It's bulletproof. SUV 3, moving, day. A bad guy rolls its window, takes out a machine gun, and fires at Mike. Ferrari, moving, day. Mike steps on the brake, slows the car down, comes at the driver's side, looks at the SUV 3's tire, and thinks twice before taking a shot. GMC SUV 3, moving, turns its wheel and hits Mike's Ferrari. Ferrari wobbles and hits a pavement. It then flips in the air, and lands on the swap safely. EXT/int. Mike's Ferrari, day. Mike is fine. He just hits the wheel in frustration. EXT Street, day. GMC SUV 3 continues to drive in the highway. Int. GMC SUV 3, moving, day. We see Alicia in the far end of the car unconscious. 3 bad guys continue to drive. EXT Ferrari, day. Mike gets out of the car, and looks at his cell phone. It's broken. He throws it away and walks down the road. On the soundtrack, Run DMC and Aerosmith's Walk This Way plays melodiously. EXT Shell gas station, day. Mike walks to the phone booth. Phone booth. Mike comes up to the booth and grabs the phone to make a call, meanwhile, sees a pretty girl who just comes driving a white BMW convertible. BMW convertible, day. The girl pulls at the gas station, talking to her friend on her cell phone. Mike hangs up the phone and walks toward the girl. BMW convertible, day. The girl continues to talk on her cell phone. Run DMC and Aerosmith's Walk This Way lies in the background and plays softly. Pretty girl, on the phone. I didn't believe she said that. She is a whore. Pause, listening. She looks at Mike. Pretty girl, hold on for a second. There is a handsome man walking toward me. Mike approaches her. Mike, hi. Pretty girl, hi. Mike, I want you to do me a favor. Pretty girl, what is it? EXT/int. BMW convertible, moving, day. Mike is behind the wheel driving. He dials Edward's number, using the girl's cell phone. EXT BMW convertible, moving, /int. Mystic headquarter, Richard's office, day. Note, we do intercut both sides of the conversation. Close up, Edward. Edward answers the phone. Julie sits in front of Edward, drinking Coke from a can. Alicia is next to her. She sits in a chair with her hands tied. Her mouth is covered with duct tape. 2 bad guys stand behind Alicia making sure things go according to the plan. Edward, on the phone. I want you to talk to someone very dear to you. Edward, give the phone to Julie. Edward, it's your father. Tell him that I'll kill you if he doesn't bring the disc. She takes the phone. Julie, on the phone. Daddy, there is a bad man. He said he'll kill me, if you don't bring the disc. Mike, how are you? Julie, I'm fine. Mike, listen to me carefully, honey. I love you. Give the phone back to the man. I'm going to come and get you. Julie, promise. Mike, I promise on my heart. Give him the phone back. Julie gives Edward the phone back. Mike, if you touch her, I swear I'll come and kill you myself. Edward, be cool, hotshot. Let's not get carried away. I am a businessman. I just want to talk a business sense into you. Gets up, and walks up to Alicia. Your girlfriend said you had the disc. Give me the disc. I'll return your daughter. Plus, I will give you $3 million. We keep your girlfriend for a sentimental reason. We destroy the disc. It's the end of the story. Off Alicia's look, unless she has something to say to you before I bury a bullet into her skull. Edward pulls the tape from her mouth and places the phone next to her ear. Edward, to Alicia, say something. Tell him you love him. Mike, Alicia. There is a pause. She then. Alicia, on the phone, just save your daughter. Don't worry about me. I love you. Edward takes the phone. Edward, time up. On the phone. So, what's going to be, Mike? Pause. Mike, I'll be there in 1 hour. Mike hangs up the phone, throws the phone in the passenger seat, steps on the gas, and drive faster. On the soundtrack, Move Like Jagger by Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera plays melodiously. Int. Fashion show, sunset. Stunning models, wearing various stylish outfits, walk on the runway with confidence, sassiness, poise, and dignity, and do poses with Move Like Jagger. Down the stage, elites, cream of the crops, celebrities, and others watch the show with interest as if it were the greatest show on earth. Camera lights are flashing from every angle. Richard, who is sitting at the front row, VIP, looks at models walking up and down like exotic flamingos. At the other side, An unknown assassin who is standing behind a camera recorder, focuses his target on Richard. Assassin camera guns POV. Richard is locked under target. Int. Mystic headquarter, lobby, evening. Mike walks in with 2 Desert Eagles and shoots the first 2 bodyguards near the door in the Heads Matrix style. On the soundtrack, Move Like Jagger by Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera continues to play melodiously. Mike moves forward and shoots 3 more bad guys at the lobby. Mike turns and kills 6 more bad guys. Mike kills all of them at the spot with style, fast and sexy. He then gets inside the elevator. Int. Elevator, evening. Elevator's doors close. Mike presses a button. The elevator moves up. Int. Fashion show, evening. We are back to the fashion show. On the catwalk, the models continue to walk up and down with Move Like Jagger. Richard continues to watch the models. At the other side, the assassin remains his focus on Richard. Camera guns POV. Richard doesn't know what is going on. He continues to watch the models. The assassin pulls the trigger. A bullet comes flying and hits Richard in the chest. Richard goes down dead. The audience stand up screaming. They rush to help him. Int. Mystic building, floor 30, evening. We see 9 bad guys standing with machine guns at the elevator. On the soundtrack, Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones plays melodiously, replacing Move Like Jagger. The elevator's doors open. They all fire at the elevator but nobody is inside. They stop firing. Floor 30 stair. 4 bad guys stand guarding the area. Out of nowhere, Mike comes and shoots all of them. Floor 30. Mike walks in and shoots the first 2 bad guys, who were shooting at the elevator. The other 7 bad guys shoot at Mike. Mike dives and takes a cover at a pillar. They continue to fire at him. Mike then comes out the hide and shoots 5 more bad guys. Pow. 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 They go down dead. The 2 bad guys, who are still alive, fire at him. Mike takes a cover, comes out the hide, and shoots them in the heads. Pow. 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 Mike then turns, and walks toward the staircase, heading to Richard's main office. Mike comes up to the stairs. Yet before he takes a step, he sees Amber sitting in the middle of the stairs with a cigarette. Amber, hi. Mike points his guns at her. She takes a drag, gets up, and breathes out the smoke at him. Amber, would you shoot a girl? Mike takes a step back. Out nowhere comes Peter and points his gun at the side of Mike's head. Peter, drop your gun. Mike drops his gun. Peter points the gun at Mike's forehead. Peter, you know they said your dick gets hard as a rock when you shoot a man point blank. It's true as hell. My dick is already hard. Peter then cocks his gun. Mike quickly holds Peter's hands. Peter fires a couple of wild shots. Mike hits him on the nuts and slams his hands against a pillar. The gun falls out Peter's hand. Peter then punches Mike's face. He throws another punch. Mike blocks, and punches Peter on the nose. They go at it with well-scripted martial art fight. After they exchange couple of blows, Mike hits him with a right hook. Peter goes down. Peter looks at the gun on the floor. Mike looks at another gun on the other side of the floor as well. It's kind of far. Peter grabs the guns and fires at Mike. Mike dives in the air, spins on the floor, grabs the gun, turns, and shoots Peter between his eyes dead. Mike then gets up, walks toward the stairs, and sees Amber, who is shot in the heart. It must be that wildfire by Peter. She is dead. Mike takes the stairs and comes up to Richard's main office. Int. Mystic headquarter, Richard's office, evening. Edward sits on the edge of the table holding a glass of scotch and a remote control. There is a huge TV screen in front of Edward. Mike steps in. Edward, you're late. Mike points his gun at Edward. Mike, where are they? Edward, they're somewhere in this building. Edward turns on the TV, 4 separate screens, clockwise. Screen 1, we see Alicia on the roof at the edge of the building tied behind a chair with her mouth covered with a duct tape. In addition, there is a bomb underneath her chair. Screen 2, an established shot of the building. Screen 3, we see Julie at a glass office tied behind a chair with her mouth taped. Screen 4, another established shot of the building from different angle. Edward, give me the disc, or I'll press the blue button which designates a bomb in each floor randomly. They might live or die. It's up to fate. Or I'll just press this red button. They'll die without a dilemma. Puts his drink. Let me show you what I mean. Edward presses the blue button. On the TV. Floor 18 explodes. EXT Mystic headquarter, evening. We see Mystic floor 18 exploding. It is smoking like bad clouds. Int. Mystic, night. Mike looks at his daughter and Alicia on the TV, and takes out the disc from his chest pocket. Edward, hand it over. Mike throws the desk. Edward catches it. Mike, tell me where my daughter is. Edward, how do I know, this is the last copy you got. Mike says nothing. There is a pause. Edward, it doesn't matter. Walks around his desk. I'll write you a check for $5 million. Edward pulls the drawer, revealing a gun. He grabs the gun, and points it at Mike. Mike quickly points at him too. Mexico standoff. Edward, drop your gun or they will die. Mike thinks twice but chooses to drop his gun. Edward, I think now it's time to tell me if you made a copy. Mike tells him nothing. Edward, fine. Edward presses the blue button again. On the TV screen, floor 23 explodes. The building shakes like earthquake. EXT Mystic Building, evening. We see floor 23 exploding. Int. Mystic Building, evening. Mike looks at Edward straight in the eyes. Mike, that's the last copy I got. I swear on my daughter's life. If you hurt them, you'll die next. Edward smiles arrogantly. Edward, I like you, Mike. You're a brave man. Edward presses the phone. Edward, Terry, bring the little girl. On the TV. Terry walks in the room, free Julie, and takes her with him. Edward, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll shoot you in front of your daughter and drop her in the middle of the ocean alive. I ain't no psychopath who enjoys killing a child unless it's personal. EXT Mystic Headquarter, Richard's porch, evening. It's a huge porch. Terry and a man named Yvonne bring Julie and enter the office. Int. Mystic Headquarter, Richard's office, evening. Mike looks at his daughter. Julie is happy to see her father. Julie, Daddy. Mike, Julie. He takes a step toward Julie. Edward quickly points the gun at Mike. Yvonne holds Julie. Edward, do Mike stop right there. Or I will shoot her. Yvonne holds Julie. Edward looks at Mike. Edward, tell me you didn't make another copy before I kill her. Mike chooses not to say anything. Edward, I'll start with your girlfriend on the roof. Edward then sees his helicopter on the TV screen. Edward, never mind. The helicopter is here. I was going to kill her anyway. When Edward is about to press the button, out of nowhere Mike takes out a knife and throws it at Edward. The knife flies straight, pierces Edward in the eye, and stays there. Edward drops the remote control and holds his face in agony. Terry and Yvonne fire at Mike like a bad target. Mike quickly hits the floor, takes out another gun from his back and shoots Yvonne, who was standing behind Julie, in the head. Terry continues to fire at Mike. Julie stands and looks at them in confusion. Terry turns his eyes and looks at Julie. Mike sees him and gets up. Terry's gun jams for a second. Mike jumps in the air, grabs Julie, and hits the floor with her as Terry fires at them. Terry continues to fire at them. Mike holds Julie and takes a cover by a pillar. Meanwhile, Edward slowly pulls the knife out of his eye and grabs his gun. On the TV. Alicia remains on the edge of the building. Terry continues to fire at Mike and Julie. Mike covers his daughter, sees Alicia on the TV, turns his eyes, and looks at the remote control on the floor near Edward. Edward looks at the remote control as well. As Edward is about to pick up the remote control, Mike shoots at him, hitting the remote control. Edward takes a cover. The remote control gets activated by itself accidentally. On the TV, Building 14 explodes. EXT Mystic Building, evening. We see Building 14 exploding again. Int. Mystic Building, Richard's office, evening. Edward looks at the TV. The helicopter gets up in the air. He fires at Mike and runs outside as Terry backs him up, firing at Mike and Julie. Mike holds Julie, covering her from bullets. EXT Mystic Building, Richard's porch, evening. Edward exits and heads to the ladder that leads to the roof. Int. Mystic Building, Richard's office, evening. Terry continues to fire at Mike and Julie while walking toward them. Mike holds Julie closer to his heart. Then. TV. Floor 28 explode. EXT Mystic Building, Floor 28, evening. We see Floor 28 exploding. Int. Mystic Building, Richard's office, evening. Mike gets out of the hit and shoots Terry in the head. Terry goes down dead. Mike then holds Julie's hand, looks at Alicia on the edge of the building on the TV. The helicopter is flying above. Mike carries Julie and runs to Alicia quickly to save her. Int. Mystic Building, porch, evening. Mike, who is carrying Julie, exits the office, and sprints to the stair. EXT Mystic Roof, evening. Edward gets in the helicopter. The helicopter gets up in the air. Edward cleans his eyes, and looks at Alicia. Edward grabs a machine gun from the seat and fires at Alicia. Alicia sits still as the bullets miss her miraculously. Then. Mike, carrying Julie, comes to the roof. Mike must have tired. He puts his daughter down and holds her hand. Helicopter, evening. Edward sees him and fires at Mike. Mike, holding Julie's, runs with his daughter as the bullets hit the ground, missing them by inches. Mike and Julie take a cover by electricity room. The helicopter flies above them. Edward continues to fire at them. Mike carries his daughter and hides at the other side of the electricity room. Mike puts down his daughter and checks his gun if it's loaded. He puts more bullets in his gun. The helicopter then comes at the other side, turns, and stops in the air in front of Alicia. When Edward is about to shoot her, floor 29 explodes. Smoke fills the air. As the smoke clears, out of nowhere comes Mike like a ghost, fires at Edward. Pow! 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 A bullet comes straight and hits Edward in the head. Edward falls out of the helicopter and hits the ground dead. Mike then fires at helicopter's tank. Pow! 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 The helicopter loses control. It spins in the air, comes down and crashes on the ground. Meanwhile, Mike runs to Alicia, holds her chair as she is about to fall over the building. He uses every inch of muscles in his arms, pulls her up, and saves her life. Mike then pulls the tape off from her lips, kisses her, and unties her hand in hurry. Alicia's eyes are filled with tears. She blinks her eyes. Tears fall by her cheeks in a heartbeat. They cuddle and kiss. Mike, I'm sorry. Alicia, I love you. Mike, I love you too. They kiss more passionately. Mike, come on. We must get out of here. Alicia looks at Julie. She dries her tears with her hand, walks up to her, hugs and kisses her. Alicia, you okay? Julie, I'm fine. She kisses her again. Mike, let's go. Mike carries Julie, takes Alicia's hand. Mike, this way. They come to the door and enter the building. Int. Mystic Building, evening. Top floor. Mike, Julie, and Alicia walk in and run down the stairs toward the camera. EXT Mystic Building, evening. Floor 19 explodes. Int. Mystic Piloting, stairs, evening. Mike, who is carrying Julie, and Alicia continue to run down the stair. The building shakes down and explodes continuously. Close up, Mike, Julie, and Alicia. They continue to run at the direction of the camera. A bomb goes off, the building shakes. Mike, carrying Julie, holds Alicia. They stop for a few seconds, and continue to run down. EXT Mystic Building, evening. The building is on fire. Int. Mystic Building, stairs, evening. Mike, Julie, and Alicia keep on running down the building as bombs continue to go off. The building is shaking. Then a bomb goes off one floor below them. Mike quickly holds Julie and Alicia, and sits on the corner. EXT Mystic Building, evening. Third floor exploding. Int. Mystic Building, stairs, evening. Back to Mike, Julie, and Alicia. They get up, and look at the stairs. The stairs collapse. There is no way to go. Mike, come this way. Mike opens the door. They walk in. Int. Floor 3, evening. Floor 3 is on fire. Mike covers Julie and holds Alicia's hand. Mike, come on. They walk through the fire as the building continues to collapse. EXT Mystic Building, evening. Polices and ambulances swarm the place. Firefighters rush toward the building. Int. Mystic Headquarter, lobby, evening. Mike, carrying Julie and Alicia come to the main stairs, and run down the staircase. Two firefighters walk into the building, see Mike, Julie, and Alicia, and rush toward them. One of the firefighters gives Alicia oxygen mask. The other firefighter puts another oxygen mask on Julie and tries to take Julie from her father's hands, but Mike holds her tight. Mike, I got her. Firefighter 1, holding Alicia, come on. Alicia takes Mike's hand. They all run to the exit as the floor collapses like doomsdays. EXT Mystic Headquarter, night. Mike, carrying Julie, Alicia, and the two firefighters exit the building and run toward the other firefighters. The other firefighters help them. Mike takes a deep breath. Another firefighter comes, tries to take Julie away from Mike's hand. Mike doesn't let him to take her. He hugs Julie closer to his heart and kisses her. Then a female firefighter comes and gives him a mask, and takes Julie from his hand slowly. Mike hands Julie to the female firefighter. Mike then looks at Alicia as the building burns down. Mike and Alicia remove their oxygen masks, drops them on the floor, cuddle, and kiss passionately. Close up, Mike and Alicia. They kiss more intimately. EXT Beach, day. Mike and Alicia kiss seductively while lying on the beach. Mike then parts his lips, looks at the kids. Pan 2. Julie is playing with sand, building a castle with a little girl named Isabella, 1, Mike and Alicia's daughter, and Patrick, 3, their adopted son. It seems they are having fun. Back to Mike and Alicia. Mike leans next to Alicia, gazing at her eyes. Alicia, it's Valentine's Day. Mike, I know. He gives her a soft kiss. Alicia, tell me something romantic. He smiles softly as if he reads her minds. There is a pause. He then. Mike, falling in love with you is like, my heart surrendering to a beautiful sonnet and a scent of rose. Kisses both sides of your cheeks, and your lips and nose. Only a poet is romantic enough to envision your beautiful face, and believe in love, and mistake your sense of sensuality with a supernatural force. And beautiful gold tulips and marigold catching fire in your beautiful eyes in the spotlight, love is to paint your face in my heart where passion feels right. And butterflies and flowers fall in love at sight. To kiss your lips and take your breath where the stars catch fever day and night. And to make love to you till our souls fuse and light the skies. And to hold you next to my heart till destiny takes us where love defies demise, which a heartbeat neither breaks apart, nor dies. He gives her a soft kiss. Mike, happy Valentine's Day. She just throws her arms around his neck and kisses him. He kisses her too. Close up, Alicia and Mike. They kiss French. The end.